Who are these people?
Shepherd of hopes.
If you fool me once, it's because I didn't think a guard was needed. And if you fool me twice, it's because I didn't learn the lesson, so it bears repeating. And if you try the same play 3 times running, it's because you know what's coming, and you didn't come to lead. You came to purposefully be misleading. Democracy is dry. It's been a century bleeding. The husk is gaping open to the sky, out in the field where all the sheep just keep on circling and worrying and bleeding. They're waiting for the shepherd that they've tried to hide their faith in, but he's so appealing. They'd gladly give their fleece. It's such a freeing feeling that even when he leads them to the ledge and starts to urge them on, they're positively beaming. They were told that they were on their way to save democracy, so even as they plummet, they just glow. They don't consider screaming. And halfway up the cliff, the shepherd's cozy little mittens wrap around the staff of shattered human hopes on which he's leaning. He shows the gentle grin that used to stir your inner spark, and he says, "Not me, us," as he gestures to the oligarchs. He knows that if he runs, they're going to stop him like a stolen car. And he'll easily surrender because it bought a lot of time for laying mines in all the grassroots. Suddenly, the tiniest of movements gets you blown apart. Suddenly, you're in a play that's set on an election day and voting for the fire, unaware you're playing Joan of Arc. Suddenly, the shepherd pulls the rug and slips a hood across your clueless mug, and everything goes zero dark. I'm gonna warn you once more before it's 2024 and you fuck around and find out who your heroes are. Take a step back from the herd and you'll learn that you can spot who all the shearers are. If you really want to know the product that they're selling, I can take you where the mirrors are. If you think your voice is finally ready, I can tell you where the lyrics are. I hid them in a box I had to bury neath the cobble when they carpet bombed the promenade and raided all the street bazaars. Now all we've got's the marketplace, and you're too broke to even bother asking what the options for your treatment are. Suddenly the raw debris of homeless human dignity will find it has 100 teeth for every badge and sweeper's arm. Suddenly they speak in solidarity and each is armed. Suddenly, the sheep can see the shepherd for his truest form and all pitch in at once to help him buy the farm. Now it's zero dark, and all is calm and peaceful, save the distant wail of sirens that approach beside the flames of dawn. Suddenly, the carrot's just a string that's on a stick, and all your movements make you sick because the prize is gone. Now we could go and flee into the forest low and meek, or we can exercise our right to feast and go and graze on Biden's lawn. Because he's been sowing seeds that seep a toxin out to sap a bit from each of us and keep on leaching.
Who are these people?
This is called pull string. Her hands are bound behind her candidate, who found the perfect hill on which to lay it down for good, who she might not agree with on apartheid or celebrating war crimes, but talks just like she could. He's got the IDF's back and the CIA's back like a Democrat should. Mr. Anti-Establishment didn't start the fire, but he's slipping on his hood. Her voice is grafted to a candidate who might not always speak for her, but what is she to say? Why bother harping on an issue that Americans won't listen to? It seems like such a waste. But what activism is saying they don't give a shit, but if I don't, why would they? So way to rob yourself of agency, then chain yourself to genocide and look the other way. I love to see a fella running Democrat, taking stacks of money from a GOP super PAC, calling out corruption in the giant fucking country club he's clearly been accepted at, but wants to be the leader of. He knows which way the money runs, knows it paves a leader's path. And human rights for Palestine historically don't lead to that, so he will not address it as he doesn't see a need for that. And welcome to the attitude our country's politicians have displayed toward Palestinians since back before they cracked the will of Arafat. And so the story goes forever after. We do not speak the P word here or recognize the NABCA. All you'll find are sea lions who volunteered as actors, barking like a manuscript from NAFTA. All you'll find are insulated sycophants intent on justifying why the slaughter done in Palestine is not a voting matter. Tell that to Shireen Abu Akleh. Tell that to the children growing up inside a city where the walls are made of shackles. Tell that to a mother who is burying her baby, how her son is not our problem because we'll never see his grave. He's just a topic we can mute or we can scroll right past his face and all the videos of mourners being beaten at his wake. So stuff your poll on what the average voter sees as urgent. They don't get to know the half of what we use as our detergent when we launder all our ISIS cells, our cartels and insurgents. We do not elect the man behind the curtain. We elect the pull string diversion. We elect the lesser evil donors pre-selected best to do unto the Arabs as we did unto the Persians, and do unto the Muslims as instructed by the merchant who provided you with HIMARS that can vaporize a person back into the dust in which we all will find immersion. One arms dealer's Jenin is another dealer's curse on, and both are just a mark that Lockheed Martin smells a purse on, and voters are the hollow thralls that Congress put a curse on. To vote against their interests every 4 years till they die. And if you show them Palestine, cry better them than I. Though the curse of occupation's taking place within their mind, they will always love their prison long as they are shown the sky. They will sing about their freedoms under Apple's watchful eye as puppets dance and sing should you so pull their strings and wires. They will rally round a man who bears a torch and bears it high and believe him when he tells them that he's here to stop the fire. We are cursed to love our prison and keep lifting up our liars. We are not behind the wheel, we're being crushed beneath the tires, and our blood is in the oil and the plastic on the wipers, and our blood is on the hands of those who cranked inflation higher. And blood is on a vest where press can barely be deciphered, put there by a few Israeli snipers who were aiming at the center mass of truth about American desires. You can sell us any story. We're a nation built of buyers. And we love a good parade. It always makes us feel inspired, like who cares that those were Nazis? Gosh, they had the whitest smiles. So I wouldn't bank on sequels to the Nuremberg trials. If they happen now, they would be confidential, Pfizer style. Redacted paragraphs and empty vials. Close to 80 years before they have to share their files. Luckily, your lesser evil logic lets you justify the nations we've defiled. Lesser evil logic lets you cast a vote for someone that you know is truly vile. Lesser evil logic sees another million bodies thrown upon its hoarder's pile, extending out for miles. So every line I've had to scrap, I turned back into bile. So don't you touch that dial, lest the feds come swarm your door. Guess it isn't safe to say things like I don't support the war, or may Palestine know freedom from the Jordan to its shores, or I'd love to see our senators get trampled by the poor. Any pull-string dem will tell what they're allowed to stand up for, and how little things like Palestine are better off ignored. Call it voter outreach for desperate remoras when the shark from which they get their scrap starts polling on the floor. And the shark says those who live beneath a brutal occupation should be thankful for their freedoms and their rubble and their gore. And I swear it only makes those bottom feeders love him more. One in particular is beaming for her candidate who found the perfect hill on which to make his final stand. And she will not be deterred by all those pesky little war crimes, will not be deterred by his support for stolen land. He helps her come to terms with how to spin an occupation, forgiving the oppressor is the democratic way. She says her voice is grafted to the candidate who speaks for her. And every time you pull her string, she's nothing new to say. RFK 24.
Who are these people?
This is called Meat Speaker. Our greatest threats are lesser evils, joining hands to hold us back. Worried looks from heartless people, tearful words from soulless hacks, faux concern from thieves and rapists, thoughts and prayers from Epstein's friends, moral laws from fascist racists, healthcare laws from Cigna's pens. Bought and sold progressive leaders say we're starving much too loud, but all I see are meaty speakers talking down to hungry crowds. Squad and all their sleazy leeches feast on workers plump with clout, stalking through the tallest grassroots, track the unions, drag them down, reap their labor, eat their labor, none too proud to suck it out, none too shamed to freeze your wage, then beg for change like fund me now. Rush me $20 or our democracy will surely drown. Rush me $20 so we can cluster bomb 100 towns. Rush me $20 and once you've emptied out your bank account, you'll get to say you've made us proud and BlackRock gets to take your house. Just rows and rows of perfect clones of vacant homes, razed to bones, then carried off by corporate crows. Beneath a gaping sky where nothing lives and nothing grows, but hungry money swells and bloats, and money-hungry grifters gloat to fleece the coats and trust and votes of sheep and sacrificial goats. They coax their hopes like open throats where leeches feast on helpless hosts. The offer sees their beast invoked. The BlackRock altar belches smoke. It rises that the world may know they've christened 2 new CEOs, one for press and public show, and one that just the board will know, who wears a crown of migrants' hands and smiles when the cities flood, who's been anointed head to toe in workers' rights and children's blood, who bought the bill that soaked organic vegetables in fracking mud, who made his billions banking on technologies for tracking us, who filmed us every day as we kept smiling where the camera was and streaming from our cancer clusters, chatting up some Langley bugs, who take the time to listen when you think that no one gives a shit. Nice enough to help you sow your discord into stripper clips, lead you to an act that they have planned out like a business trip, show you where the buzzwords go when manifesting manuscripts. It's manufactured terrorism, crafted by precision tip, sanded past all recognition, ground beneath clandestine grit, carefully conducted by the feds in the orchestral pit, watched by millions, none the wiser, smiling wide, applauding it. So who yells fire in the theater when they don't smell the hint of smoke? What audience, enwrapped and eager, rises up as one to go and flees as from some gnarled reaper, leaves the actors there alone? Who would hear one frantic teacher, warnings blared through tears and foam, to rob yourselves of entertainment, leave your seats, but don't go home. The war outside is greater than these actors care to show. We have one night left before containment. Early dawn, they'll drop the dome. The streets tonight need all your anger. Playing now, the fall of Rome. That's Meat Speaker.
Who are these people?
Land of the free, and you'll know us by the trail of dead. It's just one more world war to complete the set. When you live by the pike, you die by the pith. You die wide-eyed, still pleading the fifth, or crying divine epithets in pathetic attempts at defense. All empathetic for those on your side of the fence. Well, I'll gladly put you and your legacy into an alternate tense. Faltering senses and altered events. Like hun, it ain't a hearse, it's a reaper stretch. Oh, how sweet, she said. Bunch of hordes in the street like it's Evil Dead. Where the thin blue line meets razor's edge, and where the corporate ladder ascends to a steel-toed boot that awaits on the ledge. You'll be looking at fresh at your boss's request till it stops each finger and watches you fall to your death and drown in an ocean of debt. Gone with the fodder who gathered to honor the patient left, who purity tested themselves into sections step by step till the next election. It's just one them and the sound of the well-read theorized breath. Well, that's harm reduction for the lowly cost of you holding your nose and just openly buying the theft. Maybe it's all in the flick of the pen. Maybe we're all one unmarked van from a trip to the pen, being guarded by pigs who exist on a diet of dying breaths of much worthier men. Honey, heaven's expecting you. Just don't get too hung up on who they let in. Just look up at the shine of the pearly gates. You don't need to worry if there's lead in the paint. You don't need to worry if there's lead in the water, lead in the milk, lead in the honey, lead in the caustic embrace of the Heavenly Father. Lead is the flavor of passive perpetual slaughter. Lead is the taste of us led to the ledge by the lure of the legend of expert consensus, and then beckon to stretch it just one step farther. And I hope all the folks who were boastfully gloating and toasting themselves as the heroes of COVID, for all boosting their boosters and doing their part, are now equally thrilled to be starstruck martyrs, laid in a government grave with anonymous markers, like you're back from the carvers and off to the splicer. You're the very first wave to be slain in the war against Pfizer, in the 100 years war against Pfizer. They are thinning the crowd that is striking right now to bleed adequate pay from those inhuman misers, who all sit in their office and designate coffins to people regarded as nothing but profit for Kaiser. Still, the Dems want you nicer. The Dems want you softer. Dems want you kinder. Yeah, they all want you graciously starving in silence. You will speak when you're spoken to. Rest of the time, you and all of us peasants are merely depressing statistics neglected in Congress's binders. All bled, bone dried, and fed to the grinder. Our headstones line each step as reminders. It's a lesson in object permanence learned in the furnace by workers consigned to the fire. Workers bled, bone dry, then fed by the fed to the grinder. See, the fed went straight to your head. Mind what you hide, and your sighs unsaid, and your eyes turn blind to the signs unread. Flag bright red, so you let it in bed. You let it inside, you'll see that it's fed. Never you mind that it grinds your wealth into bread for itself, and it bleeds you dry, then it dines on the dead. See, the fed went straight to your head. Mind what you hide, and your sighs unsaid, and your eyes turn blind to the signs unread. Flag bright red, so you let it in bed. You let it inside, you'll see that it's fed. Never you mind that it grinds your wealth into bread for itself, then it bleeds you dry, then it dines on the dead. Here's where our leaders would see us all led. Here's where our leaders would see us all led. Here's where our leaders would see us all led. Here's where our leaders would see us all led.
No, Indy left. What is happening here?
To check out IndependentLeft.news.
The Indie News Network.
Indie Left News.
Oh, hey, Indie Left.
IndependentLeft.news. Great work.
Indie Left News.
IndependentLeft.news.
Independent Left News.
Shout out to Independent Left News. Shout out.
Oh, what's up, Independent Left?
Friend show.
Thank you, IndependentLeft.news.
The INN, Indy, you're wonderful.
I think Indy was onto something.
Independent News Network, Indie News.
Yeah. What's up, Indy, over on Rockfin?
Independent News Network, also known as INN.
Indie Left News.
I don't know if I would have made it through that 3 weeks without Indy, honestly.
No, I was just going to ask Indy.
A huge thank you and shout out to Indie Left.
No, you know what we're doing? We're world building.
Indie Left News.
You were doing the INN recruiting.
Indie News.
Independent Left News.
Shout out to Independent Left News.
Check out Independent Left News.
At Indie News.
I see Indy's in the chat. Hi, Indy. Okay, great. Bye.
Hi, what's up, everybody? Hi, it's not Sunday. Oh shit, I didn't even change anything up in the thing. Okay. Wow. See, I knew I was a little bit off tonight. Hi. Wow. Yeah, it's been a week. Hi. Yeah. So it is Monday night, not Sunday night. For How Do We Miss That? This is cool. I kind of like Monday night. So, I see all our friends are in chat here. Cookies, Rick, and Gamers out there, and Snow Himbos out there. Hi, everybody. Yeah, so I went to go see Jimmy Dore a couple times this weekend. It was great. Got to meet him, do a little photo session, We went with Big Mad Crab Greg on Friday night. Got to meet Russ from...
What the fuck?
Yeah, we got a double Jimmy there. Woo! Double Jimmy.
What the fuck?
We're fucked.
Well, yes, and then we have to follow it up
That's
with
Misty.
Yes. Oh, right. Sorry. What? Well, Misty. Oh, well, we didn't have bitch on Saturday night. Misty's kid was sick, unfortunately. So we did not do a bitch episode. We took Sunday night off. Well, sort of. I ran a clip for Nobody Wants to Work Anymore. Still railing about the UPS strike. Everybody's gaslight. Everybody's wrong about that, and I don't understand why they are still selling this as a huge win for a bunch of people that are saying, "No, it's not a win. You guys screwed us." And just, I'm incredibly upset about the way that the corporate and even progressive media has sold this UPS thing. But I digress there. What's up, Reef?
But they got more money now, right? Aren't you happy?
Well, they're now that's weird. You look off here in this box for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know. But now I'm looking at Reef and he's not looking in the right place. So let's... No, okay. No, your borders are off. That's what it is. It's that your frame is off. That's okay. We're good. All right. We're going to do it live. No Keaton today to post-duopoly. That's right. Keaton's kid is sick. He was not at dinner and he did not go to see Jimmy on Friday, unfortunately. Shout out to Keaton, and I hope your son is doing better and feel better. Of course, I want everyone to be healthy. Greg and I were able to meet Jose Vega, and shout out to Jose. He's a great dude. And then and Russ and all of Keaton's family. I got to meet Keaton's dad and his two brothers. And I think it was his sister, and we all, and very New York, Russell bought an egg cream for Jose and for Crab to try. It was the quintessential New York thing. And I know that Russell actually put it up on his YouTube or Twitter or somewhere. So you can check that out. You can hear my voice in the background because I'm actually sitting next to Russell. Of course, I don't go on camera, but he was thankfully very careful of that. Yeah, Jesse's kid is feeling better. Thankfully, Fox is doing better. Last Tuesday night, he was not doing very well. Then Jesse caught it, and Jesse wasn't doing so great. Everybody's, I think, doing better now, thankfully. Man, everybody's
I think all the
shit.
kids are just worried about going back to school.
Yeah, right?
They're like, oh, I got to get sick before I do that.
So I didn't even introduce. I got this guy sitting next to me. This is Reef. Hi. What's up, bro? I mean, like, we talk all day, every day, so no surprise. We got 11 coming. All right, it's coming in.
Hello, motherfucker.
Yes, thank you. What's up? So
That's what she said.
Hey, Comrade Kitty joined in the membership. Appreciate you.
Oh, he's been for months. That's Mr. Birthday Boy over there.
Re-upped it, I guess.
Woohoo! Yeah, that's our boy. That's our brother. What's up, dude? All right. So
or upped it.
All right. Upped it. Thank you. Really appreciate all the support.
And I think also Jack's Page recently also signed up.
Shout out to Jack's Page, to everyone who's subscribing. Really, we've got the YouTube membership.
You, fam.
Patreon.com/Indie News Network. We also have my Substack at indiemedia.today. You can subscribe and support there as well. Then I've got PayPal, Cash App, all kinds of ways if you want to reach out to me, figure out how to support best. Rockfin subscription, of course, always works great for either channel. That's $15 a month. I know that's a steep one, but it gives you all the premium content, every RBN stream commercial free. Nowhere else can you get that except at rockfin.com. So let's do my spiel. Welcome, everybody, to How Do We Miss That? And hi, Natalie, as well. Welcome to all the Hardlands fam. Thank goodness. And shout out to Kid Cabello. I know he's over at Post-Duopoly and our friends over at RBN, too. But welcome, everybody, to How Do We Miss That? How Do We Miss That is a show featuring articles written by independent journalists who expose corruption, cover workers' organizing, and environmental crises while challenging corporate establishment narratives and talking points. This is our 2-year anniversary show, everybody. Episode 94. I didn't really prepare anything to say. It just, reflecting back, I just so appreciate every, we did this to 2 and 3 people live, and we're happy to do it for as many people show up, and we're just grateful that anybody listens at all. But I'm grateful to have the vehicle and the outlet to be able to spew my shit and to sit next to this guy and have him kind of be somewhat of the voice of reason sometimes, and then have him show us some funny shit afterwards, so that we don't have to just deal with the negativity and all the crap that I bring in the articles and nobody wants to talk about. But I think that this show has, kind of evolved and found a lane. We do talk about stories in a lot of ways and in a lot of depth that nobody else really does, and I'm incredibly proud of that. We amplify independent journalists. That's what we do. And that's another thing that I've been doing since I started this 3.5 years ago, and I will continue to do. I've become one kind of a little bit myself. I don't consider myself a journalist, but I am an independent content creator. And that's who we want to showcase, are the people that are doing this because they love to do it, and because they have something to say, and because they want to expose corruption, and because they want to help people, which is what we're trying to do here. Educate. New episodes normally stream live Sunday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern. Of course, tonight it's Monday, on our YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, Rockfin, Substack, very important Substack, Facebook, Telegram channels. Yes, we're live on Telegram. Of course, we got the podcast too. And shout out to the podcast. It gets about 25 listeners a week. Thank you. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you so much, really. It doesn't take much time, but it's really, I think it's important to cut out the stories and just give an audio version for people to be able to consume that news format. So thank you for the podcast listeners. Reef's losing internet. Okay, I think I fixed it.
It seems fine on my end.
Okay, now we're back. So I'm Indy, by the way. I'm your co-host. I am the founder and editor of the IndieMedia.today Substack. I'm the co-host of American Tradition with Jesse Jett, who you saw the music pre-show, and the co-host of Nobody Wants to Work Anymore with the guy who's in chat, Snow Himbo, on INN. And I got this guy who's next to me. That's Reef Breland. And for just about 94 of all 94 shows, I think you missed about 5 or 6 of them because we had different hosts or whatever. A couple of them, not many. But co-host Reef Breland, he's INN's technical director. He is the creator, engineer, co-host of INN News, and the producer and co-host of Bitch with Comrade Misty on INN. And we are, of course, co-founders of INN, Indie News Network, a collaborative family of independent content creators. And you can find all of our channels at inn.network. You'll probably see that somewhere scrolling in the chat. Like I said, please make sure, share the link, like the stream, subscribe to our channel, all the platforms. We're everywhere. Give it a 5-star, give it a thumbs up. Hook us up, please. Heavily suppressed. We're doing the same stories and the same kind of news, I feel like, at INN. Everybody's saying to us, we don't understand. How come we can't find your channel? We don't understand how come you guys aren't getting the same view counts that others are. And I can't answer that. All I can do is just keep doing the content and say thank you to everyone that says that, because we're doing all we can. So we do have a nice host of stories. Now, tonight's thumbnail.
Speaking of,
yes. What do you got?
Next Wednesday, I don't know if I'm doing INN News. We might try to pre-record, but hurricane's heading my way. So
you mean this Wednesday, like 2 nights from now?
We might, yes. Yeah. So I'll keep people posted. Stay tuned to the Twitters. I'll see what's up with that.
All right.
Might be fine. Might not be fine. We'll see.
So I want to go to the thumbnail for tonight. That's our little 2-year anniversary thumbnail guy. And ultra proud of where we have gone and what we've built. And this is still just getting started. And, look, this show predated INN, and we were doing content. We hadn't been making content really. And we started doing the show, and then we started looking around, and we started reaching out to some other people, and we became a network. So this show was really one of the catalysts for INN in the first place, because without having a show, and we got to shout out to Robbie Yeager and to Fiorella, who came on as a co-host, to Stephanie Smith last year, and to all of our other co-hosts, to Tommy, Of course, Chris Legion has joined us. I think Rob Durden joined us for an episode. Kit Cabello. It's been great. Of course, our brother Colin, who I was getting yelled at in Discord by because I love him and he's got to give me tough love sometimes. So yeah, yes, and yes, Reef's gonna have to hunker down because another hurricane is on its way to Florida, and WTF,
hunker.
What the Florida as usual. So he's hunkered, and we'll do what we can, and we got to put it off or whatever we're gonna do. Yeah. So yes, everyone yells at Crab in Discord for sure. Well, that's another story for the day, but all right. I have got, let's go to our first story here. And again, Big Mad Crab making the thumbnails, big ups. And he's been doing that for a very long time for us. I started making my own, and then he hooked it up, and he's been making them. Really appreciate all the 2 years, man. 2 years. 2 years, man. I feel like Jeremy Piven in Gross Boy, like 10 years, man. 10. No, it's only 2, but we're almost at 100 episodes. We're gonna get there soon, but we're gonna take the month of September off. Like I told everyone, we're gonna take the next 4 weeks off. We'll retool some things. Maybe come up with a new intro that puts Reef in there and doesn't just say indie, which I love, but isn't really great. Too perfect for the show, I think. So, Cookies, Colin will be here in chat, I'm guessing, and we all miss Colin, but he'll be back Wednesday, I'm sure, if there's a show. Anyway, Julian Assange, keep the pressure on. Free Julian Assange, as you know, as we all say, like all the time, every week. Yeah, so let's get this going. Bam. First off, our friend Gordon Dimmack. We all know Gordon Dimmack.
Dimmack.
All right, so Gordon.
The return of Dimmack. Right?
Where's that on the board? So Gordon is one of the, longtime supporters and staunch advocates for the freedom and release of Julian Assange. He's been, screaming for his freedom for a long time, and he wrote a new article saying when all is exposed, 98% of Washington will fall. It had that title, which is, of course, a quote of Julian's. Okay?
Yep.
For any citizen of the US of A, reading this article, I want to make one thing clear. None of what I'm about to say applies to you, to all of our American brothers and sisters. Americans have treated Gordon absolutely fine throughout his entire life. In fact, when he was spending time across the pond years ago, family he was staying with needed help. He watched as ordinary Americans rallied around to help their family, neighbor, and friend. Americans, in his experience, are good, honest, caring people. I have many friends in America, and no doubt some of them will read this. I certainly hope so. Well, guess what, Gordon? One of them's reading right now. The people I'm addressing this article to are those in power in the U.S. who Julian Assange would say are those regrettable elements in it that hate truth, liberty, and justice. This article is directed toward you, Joe Biden, Anthony Blinken, and many, many others in the administration and the simps that cover for them, as well as plenty in the Republican Party, I'm sure, that aren't on board with this shit. Everybody hates you, America. Everybody. Absolutely every country on the planet hates you. Not just those who are your presumed enemies in Russia and China, or those who are those countries in the Middle East, Africa and South America, who you've been sanctioning and bombing into submission in order to steal their resources for decades, while assassinating any person in other sovereign nations or at home who was a threat to your hegemony over this planet. Hegemony. Not just those countries, but all of your allies hate you too. The French hate you, America. They really do. The French fucking hate your guts. So do the Germans, the Italians, and the Dutch. The rest of Europe hate you too, especially those who knew you blew up Nord Stream and are responsible for the deindustrialization of their continent. The British hate you for sure. Even my mom hates you, and she's the loveliest 80-year-old you could ever meet without a bad bone in her body. I'm not going to do this in Gordon's accent.
I bet.
I'm sure she's a wonderful woman, Gordon.
You haven't seen her at the pub yet, Gordon.
Everybody hates you, America, including your allies. In fact, you don't really have any allies at all. The whole Epstein, Maxwell trafficking children to nobody saga, where none of their rich and powerful clients were even named in public, let alone prosecuted, in an obvious honey trap blackmail operation run by U.S. and Israeli intelligence services, exposed this truth to the world.
Yeah.
You don't have allies.
Jesus was there.
Mm-hmm.
He knew.
He knew.
He was there. Jesus is everywhere.
Well, Jesus, since you're co-pilot, then yes, he had to fly on the Lolita Express to Epstein Island. That's Reef's joke of the week. I'm sure all our Christian brothers and sisters will just love that. Sorry, it's true.
Yep.
You don't have allies. You have vassal states that you hold hostage with threats of blackmail. If any country does not succumb to your whim, whatever that may be, the file comes out and a thread of the videotapes appearing on the internet or the pictures appear in Z papers follows, or maybe a gas pipeline critical to your country and continent gets blown to kingdom come. Make no mistakes about it. The United States of America bombs and sanctions its enemies and blackmails its friends. And I love that he includes a clip from the Jimmy Dore show. No country on this planet joins a military alliance with the United States because they're afraid of what China and Russia will do if they don't. They only join an alliance with America because they're afraid of what the United States will do if they don't. 100% true. And in the UK, where Julian Assange is being held in prison, serving no sentence for no crime, it is no different. In the UK, Julian Assange is being held in prison, awaiting extradition to the United States for publishing the truth about their war crimes. War crimes including the murder and subsequent cover-up of journalists. The UK's Crown Prosecution Service is refusing to release the full documentation of communications between their offices and the United States during the time Julian Assange sought refuge in the Ecuadorian embassy. Note, Sir Keir Starmer was head of the Crown Prosecution Service during this time. And now he's, oh right, the Prime Minister. The reason they will not release this information is to do so would have a chilling effect on extraditions worldwide. Yeah, because they lied and they're covering it up. When journalist Stefania Marizzi appealed this denial of freedom of information, the head of CPS denied access to it again, saying the chilling effect to extraditions worldwide is worse now than in 2017, but the reason given is redacted.
Yeah.
We covered that story too about Stefania and the FOIA thing and the demand, and they did release some info that further confirmed what we already knew. Two questions sprung to mind when Gordon saw that document. Firstly, how can any country call itself a democracy while being so secretive about a matter that is clearly of such importance to the general public and in their interest? And secondly, what else could this reason be? That to tell us what the U.S. said to the CPS would have a chilling effect on extraditions worldwide, other than the United States of America blackmailing its closest ally? Or worse, threatening it with all-out war should they refuse to extradite a journalist whose only crime is that he published the truth. We've talked to Gordon. What are your thoughts so far on this one?
I mean, he's spot on as always. So I mean, it's the Assange case is one of those things where to us it's so cut and dry that like we're surprised anyone else has differing takes, like,
so,
it's like he's an Australian citizen, shouldn't be tried here at all. There should be no extradition. Like, I mean, you just go through the spiel again,
for a crime he didn't commit.
So,
Yeah, they absolutely cooked it up. They keep reissuing the charges at the last minute so that they can't prepare a proper defense. Anyway, what he's saying is that if the United States can do this, if they can criminalize good journalism and reach into another country's borders and punish... Go ahead. What?
The reason he's being detained is because of an accusation made by someone who admitted he was lying.
Siggy Thorson.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, good on Gordon, though.
Yep. So, if the U.S. can do this, if they can criminalize good journalism and reach into any other country's borders to punish any person telling the truth about their crimes and criminal activity, except for Russia, They are not only destroying democracy worldwide, they're crossing a line that fascists cross. Yes, they are fascists. And that is doppelganger Stefania Marizzi, Tara Reid doppelganger Stefania Marizzi. And that is a clip from a Gordon thing about this is the death of your right to know. He filmed this.
Thank you, Deepa, and thanks to all.
Deepa Driver.
It's a great honor to be here, and
this was a whole speech that she gave. So this is in the Gordon article. For the UK to even consider extraditing a journalist to his certain torture and death at the hands of fascists because he did good journalism must mean what these fascists are threatening them with explosive information, with information so explosive that it could bring the entire nation to its knees. Maybe Prince Andrew and Epstein Island? Maybe somebody else. I don't know.
Maybe.
And if those regrettable elements within the U.S. government that hate truth, liberty, and justice are doing this abroad, blackmailing their closest allies into torturing people for telling the truth, what do you think they're doing with their politicians and ruling elite at home? Remember, President Bill Clinton flew on Epstein's plane 26 times. What do you think he was doing on those trips? And why has no journalist ever seriously questioned him about it? Well, that's because they won't let anyone get near him, close enough to him to ask that question. And if they do, they'll shepherd him away very quickly, and then they will really be disappeared likely. Is the only way that a person gets to any position in power in the United States is if the intelligence community has leverage on them? Well, the answer is, of course, yes. Remember, these are people that will not under any circumstances release the JFK files, no matter how much they promise to do it when on the campaign trail. Not that the world doesn't know who killed him already, of course. These are the people that tried to get Martin Luther King to kill himself. A lot of these people say eventually completed that job themselves. It's the same people that lied about the Gulf of Tonkin, incubator babies, and weapons of mass destruction in order to start wars that cost millions of lives and profited their buddies by billions of dollars. These are the same people whose explanation for why 9/11 wasn't stopped was that they were tracking all the hijackers who toppled 3 buildings in New York with 2 planes for years when they were in other countries, but stopped tracking them the minute the hijackers entered the United States and didn't tell anybody, let alone the FBI. That's their official story. Do you think, knowing this track record for lying, that the United States should be the arbiters of truth worldwide? Do you think they can be trusted to tell the truth about anything at all? Yes. Forget World Trade Center, Tower 7. The regrettable elements within the U.S. government that hate truth, liberty, and justice have lied so much for so long that I believe Assange is right. When all is exposed, 98% of Washington will fall. If, however, Julian Assange is extradited to fascists in America, it won't just mean his certain death. It'll be the death of your right to know the truth. It'll be the death of Western democracy and the death of UK sovereignty. It will be the death of freedom.
Because any of those things exist now.
Well,
you know, like,
or until Julian Assange
they will
free,
definitely right.
None of us will be free. Support our brother Gordon Dimmack.
10 more years, Julian.
Why am I getting an echo with you? You got an output echo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting duplicate.
10 more years, Julian.
Yeah. Oh, it's only that.
Okay.
It's only your sound.
Work on it then.
Okay. Again, Gordon Dimmack, but that's not the only Assange story I brought, and Reef loves it when I bring two stories to an article, to a segment. This one I caught in CounterPunch. Environmentalists owe an enormous debt to Julian Assange. Now, the reason why I picked this one specifically, I'm not a huge fan at this point of CounterPunch. They're okay. They're kind of shit-libby. Eve Ottenberg does great work. Not crazy about the St. Clairs. But we have used them quite a bit. But we also talk about environmental disasters. And since we really hadn't talked about anything regarding the environment in this week, and we're talking about labor, and we're talking about press freedom, and we're talking about censorship, I thought this was a good way to tie in environmentalism into our second anniversary show, considering that it kind of is a microcosm of everything that we've done over the last 2 years. So, stating the obvious, but just another angle and another reason why this man should be freed, environmentalists owe an enormous debt to Julian Assange. Well, what is Mitchel
Julian?
Cohen? That's better. What is Mitchel Cohen talking about? So, most environmentalists don't even know that they owe a debt of gratitude to WikiLeaks. It wasn't only secret recordings pertaining to war and crimes against humanity that WikiLeaks published, based on the heroic work of Chelsea Manning, who downloaded thousands of secret U.S. military files. A slew of U.S. cables that Assange published revealed massive U.S. government attempts on behalf of Monsanto to coerce governments to allow foreign corporate land ownership, and with it, genetically engineered agriculture throughout the world, and to squelch opposition to GMOs, breaking down existing laws prohibiting the genetic engineering of agriculture. The cables revealed U.S. officials applying financial, diplomatic, and frequently military pressure on behalf of Monsanto and other biotech corporations. The cables revealed they were followed by revelations that the U.S., the World Bank, and IMF loans opened up to Ukraine to major corporate inroads, writes Joyce Nelson, right, in The Ecologist and also in CounterPunch. Loan conditions are forcing the deeply indebted country to open up to GMO crops and lift the ban on private sector land ownership. U.S. corporations are jubilant at the gold mine that awaits them. The information...
Which is why BlackRock is over there.
Vanguard, that's right. And J.P. Morgan Chase. I know Jamie Dimon has been instrumental, I know, in the reconstruction, quote-unquote, garbage.
The originalist asshole bank, J.P. Morgan Chase.
Ooh.
That one.
Well, it wasn't Chase then, but they just kind of inherited Chase thanks to...
It was J.P. Morgan.
Yeah, thanks to Tim Geithner, they inherited Chase. But free Julian Assange. I can't say that enough. Free fucking Julian Assange right now. Get this guy out of prison. We love him, and he's a hero. Look at this. This is yet another reason why Julian's a hero. The information under the radar here in the U.S. Yeah. Who? Julia. Reveals stipulation. Yes. In terms of the U.S.'s massive arms financing of Ukraine going back for more than a decade. This was not just 2022. This didn't start with Joe Biden decided to antagonize Vladimir Putin, and Putin decided to declare an independent zone for Donetsk and Luhansk and say, if you cross this line, I'm going to have to go into Ukraine. Stop shelling these motherfuckers. Nobody wants to talk about that. And by the way, Dennis, WTM sirs, February 16th is when the war started, not February 24th. I'm going to acknowledge it. I'm going to be another voice saying February 16th was massive shelling starting in Donetsk, and they don't want to report on that. But Ukraine started shelling and antagonizing.
And it must be true.
You know? And apparently Doug McGregor was talking about that. And our friend WTM Serves, he used to be in the Convo Couch Discord. Shout out to him. He's been trying to get everyone to acknowledge that the war did not start on February 24th, but rather was antagonized by Ukraine on the 16th of February. And it was all done try to poke the bear and get Putin to declare a strategic military operation, which he then did on February 24th. Anyway, on April 28, 2020, President Volodymyr Zelensky, Cookie Smurf, signed a bill into law authorizing the sale of farmland in Ukraine, lifting a moratorium that had been in place since 2001. This bill is part of a series of policy reforms upon which the IMF conditioned its $8 billion loan package. How about that? WikiLeaks revelations about agriculture became the basis for understanding the mechanisms imperialism uses. That's kind of important. The U.S. exerts its muscle on other countries to allow Monsanto et al. Take over huge tracts of land in Ukraine, bypassing direct purchase by foreign companies. Foreign ownership of land had been prohibited by law in Ukraine, a sudden realization that so-called internet fact-checkers have been relying on to debunk news stories on the privatized dispersal of agricultural land there. But the debunkers ignore the many mechanisms utilized by foreign corporations to gain ownership and control of the land and skirt the law. So we find massive U.S. corporate investments in Ukrainian companies controlling the kinds of seeds planted and how they are grown. What?
Keep in mind, Russia has blocked out Monsanto.
What
And GMOs
the
entirely.
F? Are you kidding me? That deserves a Jimmy right there. Thank you. Okay, or not.
Welcome.
It
takes a second. God.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Thank you. Jam. In a 2007 cable marked confidential, Craig Stapleton, then U.S. ambassador to France, which we know thanks to Gordon Dimmack, hates our fucking guts anyway, advised the U.S. to prepare for economic war with countries unwilling to introduce Monsanto's GM corn seeds. He called for retaliation to make clear that the current path has real costs to EU interests and could help strengthen European pro-biotech voices. In fact, the pro-biotech side in France has told us retaliation is the only way to begin to turn this issue in France. So, the U.S. diplomatic team then recommended that we calibrate a target retaliation list that causes some pain across the EU, since this is a collective responsibility, but also that focuses in part on the worst culprits. Holy shit. Thank you, Julian.
The actual fuck?
Yeah. So these are coming from WikiLeaks cables. And if it weren't for WikiLeaks, we wouldn't know any of this. In another cable, this one from Macau in Hong Kong, a U.S. Department of Agriculture director requested $92,000 in U.S. public funds for media education kits, quote unquote, to combat growing public resistance to genetically engineered foods. It portrays attempts to mandate the labeling of GMOs as a threat to U.S. interests and seeks to make it much more difficult for mandatory labeling advocates to prevail. Man, this food is killing us. It literally is. But they're making billions of dollars in profit making it and producing it, and they're realizing that with the environmental disasters, there may not be a food supply to really take care of the entire population. So they're trying to genetically engineer it, and a lot of times it's poison, or at least it has a little bit in you.
How much it affects. Someone was saying that wars are resource management generally.
Yep.
Right, and now the resource management is over the ability of the global South and access to water and arid land enough to
water war. They're gonna be fighting. Do not come.
Right.
Do not come.
So yeah, that's old Kamala.
Yes.
Do not come.
Yes. I'm gonna come.
Pokemon, go to the polls.
Oh God.
What?
Go away. Go away. Oh. Her name's going to come up here. The cables released by WikiLeaks revealed that the officials in the Obama administration, particularly in Hillary Clinton's State Department, intervened at Monsanto's request to undermine legislation that might restrict sales of genetically engineered seeds. What a shock! Under Hillary Clinton, the U.S. State Department was gung-ho to promote GMOs that Mother Jones writer Tom Philpott called the agency she presided over the de facto global marketing arm of the ag biotech industry, complete with figures such as high-ranking as former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton mouthing industry talking points as if they were gospel. Why?
Don't be rude.
Because she was a board member at Monsanto at the time, or just beforehand. She had massive stake and massive interest in promoting this and pushing this. Gross. The New York Daily News reported that State Department officials under Hillary Clinton were actively using taxpayer money to promote Monsanto's controversial GMO seeds around the world. Yep. And then there's a Mother Jones article about pushing it in Kenya in 2009. U.S. officials recommend biotech and agriculture DVDs be sent to every high school in Hong Kong. What's that cost? Well, Hong Kong technically then, yeah, I guess it was. The cables revealed the joint strategic planning of Monsanto and the U.S. government. That is literally the definition of fucking fascism. The state and the corporation merged into one to come up with a series of talking points and videos on how to educate people. In one series, Monsanto concluded that northern Thailand would be an ideal location to cultivate genetically engineered corn for export to other countries due to the area's very low labor and infrastructure costs. Sure, they can exploit everybody. And in this cable released by WikiLeaks, one country, Peru, is mentioned as recipient, and the U.S. official suggests that even with transportation expenses across 2 oceans included, it would nevertheless be more profitable to grow and ship GMO corn from northern Thailand than from neighboring Argentina or Brazil, since U.S. diplomatic efforts would be used to drive down the cost of production in northern Thailand, aka exploitation. The U.S. would press Thailand to drop its opposition to genetically modified cultivation, and the country would be rewarded with some type of an IMF loan or a World Bank loan, I'm sure, or some type of a forgiving of their loans so that they could continue to operate. That's the way that this works. The cables provide a fascinating and terrifying glimpse into the seemingly mundane mechanisms of global imperialism and consolidation of world agriculture on a very localized level. Thank you, Julian. WikiLeaks acquired and published a searchable database and unabridged text of the secret 2015 TPP, Transatlantic Trade and TTP, TIP, and TISA Trade Services Agreement. By publishing the secret text of the agreement, Assange exposed the U.S. government's pressure on other countries to purchase and plant Monsanto's patented genetically engineered seeds, which required the concomitant purchase of Monsanto's patented pesticides in order for the crops to grow. So it's literally like you're a drug pusher who say you're selling, here's the virus, I'm going to sell you the virus, and then I'm going to sell you the cure. It's literally like the same thing. I'm going to sell you the seeds, and then I'm going to sell you the pesticides to make sure those seeds grow. But it wasn't Scott's. Yep. It was Monsanto. Scott's Miracle-Gro is no better, but Monsanto literally is one of the most evil corporations on the face of the earth. And now they're also owned by Bayer AG, which is a German company. So, treaties limited the ability of one country to legally challenge environmental depredation in trade with another, making it abundantly clear that environmental issues could not be successfully addressed in piecemeal fashion, but must be seen as integrated political, technological, economic, and scientifically packaged warfare. To succeed, movements would be compelled not only to examine the dangers of each pesticide du jour, but the underlying mechanisms by which corporations such as Monsanto, Bayer, Dow, DuPont, Syngenta, I never even heard of that one, Novartis, BASF, and other pesticide and pharmaceutical manufacturers have come to determine the government policies overall, right? They do, as well as those of global regulatory agencies, which in turn allow them to get away with masking the truth about and outright lying about their danger. Yeah, what a surprise. So while socialist and ecology activists have always exposed the collaboration between government and corporate expansion, the details revealed by WikiLeaks' published documents are nothing short of astounding. They reveal the need for ecological movements to develop far more radical strategies for dealing with the immense destruction by capitalism in practice, and not just in theory or in piecemeal fashion. For this largely unknown contribution by Julian Assange, ecological activists, along with anti-war radicals motivated by Assange's publishing of the now infamous collateral murder video, obtained by Chelsea Manning, owe Assange a debt of gratitude that can, of course, never be fully repaid. Getting him out of jail would be a huge debt to be repaid, but yes, we can never repay the debt. We can never restore just him to himself, let alone the praise that he is well deserving for exposing this kind of corruption and dedicating himself and at this point sacrificing himself for this kind of corruption. Today, Julian Assange is locked away in a prison in Britain and is fighting for his life. That's Belmarsh. The U.S. government seeks to bring this Australian citizen to the United States for a show trial and then lock him up forever if they don't assassinate him en route, as the CIA and U.S. State Department had already discussed Well, at least that's according to Michael Isikoff, which I don't know if I buy that whole story at all, but it's quite possible. Pompeo put it in front of Trump. And other people have confirmed it, so who knows? But the sacrifices that Julian Assange has made are profound, and his contribution to ecological as well as anti-war movements is enormous. It is incumbent on all to demand an end to his incarceration and torment by the U.S. and British governments. And yet, despite worldwide exposure of glyphosate dangers and its designation as a probable carcinogen, only a handful of governments throughout the world have joined with environmental activists and health professionals in banning Monsanto's Roundup. We need to turn up the volume. Free Julian Assange now. No to GMOs and the planet destroyers. And I also want to give a shout out to what's her name? It's Villa 4 Assembly, the number 4 Villa 4 Assembly. I think it's Mary Villa. She's great. She's been doing the Stop Monsanto campaign for a while. Stop Bayer Monsanto, and God, this is so well sourced. There's a lot of stuff. Michael Cohen, he's in coordinator of the No Spray Coalition in New York City. And amazingly enough, he's got to be a boomer because he has a MindSpring email address. Do you know how old MindSpring is? Do you even know what MindSpring is? It was a dial-up.
Like Netscape?
Basically, it was a dial-up ISP in the early 90s that then became...
I think I remember.
They then became Earthlink, like in 1999. Like
I remember Earthlink.
Right, but this,
now you're talking where I'm at.
These fuckers predate Earthlink, and his email address is still around.
Yeah.
Mitchel Cohen, dude, I love you. I had a MindSpring email address a long time ago. So,
Julian.
All right, that was a little long, I know. Sorry.
Julian, come here.
But that's a good one. And again, free Julian Assange. We love you, Julian Assange. Get him out. There's some big stuff happening, and we know that there's talk of potentially a deal happening. Albo is now going to be coming to that's Albanese, the Prime Minister of Australia, will be coming to the United States at the end of October. Misty's talking about getting some kind of an action or some kind of an organization thing together. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Okay, we got Himbo. They're talking about food, eggs, and shrimp, and who knows what. Desert Mantis, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Bad Cookies, good to see you. Always good to see you, man. Himbo. All right. Anything you have to say about this whole environmental thing with Julian? Because I know you kind of love the environment a little bit.
I mean, yeah, I didn't know a lot of his Monsanto stuff. I mean, I kind of been on that for a while, like my mother being a biologist herself, things with like GMOs, even that in and of itself, not a bad thing. You know what I mean? It's the misuse, mishandling, mistesting. Like, it's for-profit versions of everything is terrible.
I was just about to say that's the profit element that we're looking at here.
Right.
So
yeah. Like,
next story I got.
If you said this, I'm gonna make this food, make sure it's never gonna get your kid sick, you'd be like, all right, You
got a delay on your camera again. Speech delay.
Okay.
All right. Anyway,
cool.
Our next story is actually somewhat decent one. Of course, Cop City, we know, is awful in Atlanta. They've spent now over $80 million, which is more than double the budget that they had originally put into this. The city council voted 11-4 to fund it and to keep moving forward with it, even though it's the community has outcried that they don't want it. It's a big problem. So we need to stop Cop City. And there are a lot of residents and a lot of activists that are on the ground doing phenomenal work to whip up public support. And what happened this week was that there was, in the Indie Media Award honoree section, by the way, Truthout is doing a fund drive, but Indie Media Awards, Truthout, Really good article this week from Mike Ludwig. Activists now have 104,000 signatures to put Stop Cop City on the ballot in 2022.
Now.
Cop City, now. Yes. Worried that city officials will reject by large numbers of signatures, organizers have collected far more than required, which is exactly what you have to do every time you collect signatures. Over 100,000. Activists fighting to halt the fiercely contested police training facility in Atlanta, Georgia, known as Cop City, have collected a whopping 104,000 signatures for a citywide ballot referendum on the city's government lease for the massive $90 million project. Sorry, I thought it was only $80 million. Now it's already up to 90. Organizers called the most successful citizen-driven petition in the city of roughly 500,000 residents with a deep history of struggle for racial justice. That's 20% of the city. The broader Stop Cop City movement argues that city officials and the Atlanta police are destroying chunks of a beloved forest to build the facility and have bulldozed ahead despite fierce protests and widespread community opposition. Now, my issue is it's not just the Waylani forest that we need to protect. We need to make sure they don't build this thing anywhere. Because all this is saying is, well, you can't build it there. And then at some point they may turn around and say, yeah, okay, well, that we may not build it there, but we're going to build it and we're going to build it here. No, I don't want you to build it at all. Atlanta voters could have the final say on whether the city leases the land for the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center, a project that became an ugly national controversy after state troopers shot and killed a young protester known as Tortuguita, R.I.P., as law enforcement aggressively cleared tree sitters from a forest blockade in January. There are also people that held a concert there in March who are still being held in to this day. However, it's still up to city leaders and the Atlanta City Council to approve the signatures and to put the referendum on the ballot. That's unbelievable that they even have any say whatsoever at this point. You got 100,000 signatures. Depending on how long this process takes, the referendum could be on the ballot by this November or March of next year when Republicans will be voting in the presidential primaries. Well, we've collected over 104,000 raw signatures around the city of Atlanta from Southwest to Buckhead, and the people have decided, says Barry Hooks, Cop City must be put on the ballot. So we've only got about 58,000 signatures from registered voters, which are needed to place a citizens' referendum on the ballot in Atlanta, or about 15% of the population. So they've got almost double that. However, city coalition organizers say they heard reports from inside City Hall that officials may base the requirement on the number of voters registered for the last election, including inactive voters, so they'll just raise the bar even higher to get that.
Cut the ball. No,
what? Yeah, that to get that 15% number, right? They'll just keep raising it. So now it's 62,000 signatures you need. So instead of submitting the 104,000 raw signatures as originally planned Monday, canvassers said they'll continue collecting signatures until a court-ordered extension as they wait. Under a court-ordered extension, as they wait for clarification from city officials on how the signatures will be counted and validated. These city officials are fucking snakes, and they're in bed with the corporations that are funding this shit. Stop Cop City activists fear city officials may attempt to invalidate large numbers of signatures with aggressive signature matching, a practice that civil rights groups have implicated in voter suppression. Yes, and It has been well documented that they do this bullshit, especially in Georgia. Greg Palast made a movie about it. On Monday, the Atlanta City Council was reportedly preparing to vote on a resolution to hire outside legal counsel to verify signatures, which they did. Indeed, Atlanta's interim municipal clerk, Vanessa Walden, issued a statement on Monday confirming that the city has developed a step-by-step process to conduct the audit of the documents, of which the signature verification process may be a critical element. In a process by some observers as onerous, each signature on the referendum petition will be matched manually, line for line, with signatures in a state voter database. Voting rights advocates are critical of signature matching, arguing that minute differences between them could be used to throw signatures out with signatures from marginalized voters, such as those with disabilities, disproportionately impacted. Of course. The ACLU has successfully filed legal challenges in multiple states where absentee ballots were wrongly discarded due to signature matching, but Walden says the process in Atlanta would be transparent. Sure.
Well, we're boned.
Yep. Still, the vote to stop Cop City canvassers are leaving nothing to chance and will continue collecting signatures over the next month. They're also asking for further clarification from the city about whether voters will be notified and allowed to correct or cure rejected signatures. So this is the other thing. They'll reject a signature and they don't even tell you that they rejected it. You signed it. It's got your name on it. They don't give you the chance to appeal. There's nothing. It's just outright rejection. Fascism. In addition to the clear problems raised, there are critical questions that the city has left unanswered. How will voters know if their signature is rejected? Will observers be present during the verification process? If a signature is rejected, can a voter appeal or cure the error so that their signature can be counted? I mean, they're freaking residents of the city. They should be counted. Earlier this summer, the coalition... What? Go ahead.
You would think.
So, the coalition filed a federal lawsuit earlier this summer for Walden after Walden approved a petition that required each signature supporting the referendum to be written down before a resident of Atlanta. That would have prevented residents from unincorporated DeKalb County, including residents living near the Forest and Police Training City, from collecting signatures for the effort. They're such scumbags. They just want to restrict. They want to narrow that field and choke it as much as absolutely possible. Make it as hard as possible to do it. To stop these guys from spending $90 million of our money on this bullshit. To criminalize the community. Because we know what the Atlanta community over disproportionately will go after people of color. In late July, a federal judge ruled in favor of the canvassers and against the city, allowing non-Atlanta residents to collect signatures. Good. The ranks of canvassers swelled with activists and volunteers, and events such as community bike rides were organized to collect large numbers of signatures. Of course, I'm sure that the city will do everything to try to impede that and to give these organizers a hard time. And shout out to them for putting all that together and for fighting on this. The judge also extended the deadline for submitting signatures to September 23rd, giving the canvassers more time to collect signatures in case the city attempts to invalidate them in large numbers. The city has reportedly, of course, appealed that ruling after a motion to delay the judge's order was denied. They want to just run the clock out and give you no chance to potentially get those signatures, according to reports. What a surprise.
Yeah,
these motherfuckers.
Like, and there's no repercussions for any of those actions either. Like, that's what pisses us all off. Like, we can clearly see you fighting the people every fucking time.
Repercussions, they fail upwards is what happens. They get promoted. They get raises. They get bonuses. They get reelected.
Yep.
They get fawning press coverage in the mainstream public. I hate the word mainstream. In the corporate-owned, controlled fascist news. City officials will have 50 days to validate the signatures after the petition is submitted. And what if they don't? A spokesman for the Vote to Stop Cop City coalition told Truthout that Atlanta officials have the ability to put the referendum on the November ballot instead of waiting for the next election in March if they choose to do so. But they're not going to do it because they know that voter turnout is much, much lower in a primary in March, and they would probably lose in November. Especially even in November 2023, you're going to have some kind of local elections. The situation in Atlanta is tense after months of activism and police repression. Remember, we had a journalist that sued Cop City also for the conditions that they were put under when they were arrested. In response to blockades.
They labeled them as domestic terrorists, right?
Yep. In response to blockades and acts of property destructions, police have rounded up activists and charged dozens under Georgia's vague domestic terrorism law on flimsy evidence and what activists say is an effort by local police and their allies in Georgia's Republican-controlled state government to criminalize an entire movement. This is what they do. First, they go after the extreme right, then they go after the activist left. However, The vast majority of protests, vigils, and events held by Stop Cop City activists do not involve property destruction tactics, and activists also face felony charges for posting flyers to mailboxes and raising money for a bail fund. Yeah, well, wait a minute. The flyers to mailboxes literally was in one of the cops' neighborhoods with his face on it saying that you've got a killer cop in your neighborhood. That pushes the line. I gotta, even that literally would put somebody, that would make the cops want to go after you. And yeah, I mean, look, the cops have already done that, but you want to further antagonize the cops, that's how you do it. Raising money for the bail fund was ridiculous. That they literally were disqualifying these people from, they wouldn't allow the bail funds to actually be used for the activists. They wouldn't let them out if they were getting the funds from the bail funds. After a formal review of the evidence, Atlanta District Attorney Sherry Boston recently withdrew her office from prosecuting 42 people. Oh, I didn't hear this. Who were rounded up and charged with domestic terrorism at the music concert. We definitely covered that. After an embarrassing incident for police in March, instead leaving the prosecution up to Georgia's Republican Attorney General, who he's going to be happy to throw the book at them. Vote to Stop Cop City announced on Monday that the coalition will consider upcoming opportunities for nonviolent direct action to direct the people's frustration with council's obstruction of the democratic process. If this city needs to see a demonstration of the people's commitment to this issue, we're happy to provide one, says Come Off Franklin. Speaking of Black Power Media, shout out to Come Off Franklin. He was on with Sabby Sabs a couple weeks ago. Watch that interview. It was outstanding. I believe he was also on with Jay Buffon. He's an organizer with Community Movement Builders. This is another story that has me beyond angry because it's corruption. It is crony capitalism. It is funding killer cops. It is redirecting resources away from the community in a way that they definitely do not want. It's everything wrong with this country right here is what's going on with this. Funding fascism. Overfunding fascism, by the way, because remember, it was originally supposed to cost as much as $40 million. The price tag is now up to $90 million, and they continue to say yes. Fuck these guys. Fuck these guys.
Yeah. Fuck those guys.
You. I need Jimmy.
Fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
That's right. Fuck yeah, man.
Fuck you, Baltimore.
That's right. Sorry, Colin. Oh, wait. Colin's not in Baltimore. He's in D.C.
Right?
That's Justin. Justin's in Baltimore. Daryl's in Baltimore. Shout out to Black in the Empire. INN member, Black in the Empire, Daryl. Love him. Love to Daryl. I know he came out to see Jimmy Dore when he was in Baltimore area. But, yeah, fuck him with a cactus. That's right, Snow Himbo. Oh, all right. So you can tell I'm kind of fired up tonight. All right. I got a couple more stories, but this one, yeah, okay. This is about the Hollywood strike. I know we've heard a lot about it, and some people are kind of ambivalent. There are some interesting tidbits about this strike that's happening, which is the largest strike happening currently in the United States between the writers and the actors. I believe it's somewhere around 500,000 employees of the studios that are out there on the picket lines, and solidarity to them. Great thumbnail by Crab, by the way. So this lady, Elaine Lowe, she works with an organization called Strikegeist, and they're an offshoot of Vanity Fair. Some guys, he got pissed off with the way Vanity Fair was covering stuff. He's like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to cover it. I'm going to talk to the actual strikers. Novel concept, right? So here are this is what happened. Now, this is what actually set off the firestorm last week. Back last Tuesday or Wednesday, the list of all of the of exactly
Wednesday, my dudes.
Yes. That Wednesday, all of these studios' proposals to the writers was released and published, and it wasn't supposed to be. About a week and a half after the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers and the Writers Guild of America resumed contract talks, the negotiating unit representing Hollywood studios has released the details of its counterproposals to the writers. Among the items in the proposed package, in the AMPTP's words, significantly higher wages, but no specifics, and increases to high-budget SVOD rental, straight-to-video on-demand residuals. Increases, but not exactly what. A new structure to train writers to become the showrunners of tomorrow by guaranteeing the length of employment and requiring at least two mid-level writers chosen by the showrunner be assigned to production. That sounds nice.
Yeah.
We got...
Except they're going straight to AI.
Right. A guaranteed minimum of 10 weeks employment for writers in development rooms. Viewership data that will be provided to the WGA that will include total straight-to-video on-demand hours per title. The assurance that a writer will not be disadvantaged if any part of the script...
Aladdin 9, straight to DVD.
Here you go. The writer will not be disadvantaged if any part of the script is based on generated AI-produced material, so that the writer's compensation, credit, and separated rights will not be affected by the use of GAI-produced material. On that new structure, though, given the high angst over staffing minimums and the duration of employment minimums, this is likely to be going to be the page of most interest to many a writer, and they literally published it, which is the guaranteed minimum employment in development rooms. This includes a 15% increase for backup script fees and a 50% increase for pilot scripts for high-budget SVOD series. There's a lot of specifics and detailed numbers in here. A minimum of 10 weeks, like we said. This is the one. The WGA did not immediately respond for comment late Tuesday, and they have the full proposals in their press release. So what do we make of them? Well, we'll have a more thorough breakdown and analysis, but the first thing that happened after this happening, so they work with an organization called the Ankler. They also have a Substack, the Ankler, and they report on Hollywood news. But then the Ankler developed this offshoot called Strikegeist that is specifically dedicated to reporting on the Hollywood writer's strike. So what happened? Here's how the writers responded to the studios. Neither nothing nor nearly enough. All right. So bad and so depressed and so scared is the human toll of the summer strike. So that's Maria Riva, who's picketing outside Sunset Bronson Studios. And she says to WGA, your deal is dead to me, as to the studios. We're now 115 days into the writer's strike. We have something resembling progress and maybe something portending further doom. The Writers Guild of America wrote a lengthy letter to its 11,500 or so members this afternoon, offering a blow-by-blow of the negotiations, something it said it wanted to avoid doing, after the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers released the details of its proposal package Tuesday night, a move that backfired in spectacular fashion. You can now read the full text below, but the gist is that the AMPTP's counter to the union's demands were not nothing nor nearly enough, which the WGA called a version of giving with one hand and taking back with the other. The Guild plans to keep plugging away for counter that fully addresses its concerns.
The phrasing on that. That's some phrasing right there.
It is.
Again, right? What was that? Giving with one hand while taking back with the other. So you got like a reach around and a. Okay.
Yep. So rather than accept half measures like those mentioned above and other proposals not listed here, they're going to go and keep plugging away. So to recap, the studios had offered, among many things, significantly higher wages, bumps in high budget, straight to video on demand residuals, a new structure to train future generations showrunners, right? Guaranteed minimum 10 weeks employment, some broad language about AI productions, and quarterly reports of viewership data that will include the total aggregate number of minutes in a high budget SVOD program. But doesn't mean anything. To which the WGA essentially said, well told, good start, but we haven't gone on strike for nearly 4 months for this. So according to the Guild, here are a few examples of areas they've made proposals that are not yet good enough. In screen, they proposed a second step, but only for a statistically tiny category of screenwriters, including all but the first screenwriters of original screenplays, they dismiss the concept of weekly pay. Greedy bastards. They have seeded...
Wild.
Yes, they have seeded, selected but insufficient minimum terms for some, but not all, Appendix A writers in straight-to-video on demand. For example, while comedy variety is covered, game show writers, daytime writers, and all other Appendix A writers are not covered. Why?
What?
In television, the companies have introduced the notion of an MBA guarantee of minimum staff size and duration, but the loopholes, limitations, and omissions in their modest proposal, too numerous to single out, make them essentially toothless. Teams of 2 writers would receive P&H contributions as individuals, but not teams of 3 or more. What? We have had real discussions and seen movement on their part regarding AI protections, but we are not yet where we need to be. As for one example, they continue to refuse to regulate the use of our work to train AI to write new content for a motion picture. Gross. Finally,
What?
Yep. Finally, the companies say they've made a major concession by offering to allow 6 WGA staff to study limited streaming viewership data for the next 3 years, so we can return in 2026 to ask once again for a viewership-based residual. And in the meantime, no writer can be told by the Writers Guild Association about how well their project is doing, much less receive a residual based on that data.
Which they're trying to give them, like, oh no, we'll tell you the numbers, but we're not going to do anything about that.
Right?
So even if it does do well, you are not going to be compensated for it doing well.
Nope. No.
So
get your money now.
Imagine that in any other job. You know, your candy bar suddenly becomes the best candy bar out there. Like, and they don't give you a kickback for like making it. You know, like you wrote the recipe. Like,
that's your creative.
You know what I mean?
That's like, for example, if Jesse Jett wrote a song, they said, we'll pay you one time for that, and not every time we play that song, even though he wrote it and he's entitled to be paid for it every time.
Right. Yeah.
Despite all the communication whispers that have ultimately made their way to the press and the outcry on social media about various tactics, this arguably constitutes progress. Oh, God, they're shit libs. God, are they shit libs. The downside is that despite the week starting off on a hopeful note, with some surmising that a deal could be made by Labor Day, the odds of that appear to be increasingly slim. Yes, they do, because the studios already said they're willing to hold out through the rest of the year. They have enough content in the hopper to do it. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of this newsletter to read the full letter to membership, which I'm not going to do, but I did want to. This is a podcast that they did at the Ankler. Peter Kiefer did this feature. He broke down, and it's like a mutual fucking, and both sides just seem to suck right now, and the only loser is everyone, said a top manager at a firm that recently asked its principals to take salary cuts to avoid laying off any assistants or staffers. Because, of course, managers at firms, I don't know what firm they're talking about. I don't know if it's like an agency for actors, but you know, all the feeder industries that serve Hollywood, they're all dying right now. Craft services and everyone, because of this shit. Because the studios are greedy motherfuckers. Greedy motherfuckers. So I will say it over and over.
In this story, we got Peter Kieferman.
Thank God for my reefer, man.
And the Ankler, which sounds like the worst Marvel villain. You know?
Oh man, is that like the ankle biter?
Ankler.
Yeah, the ankle biter. That's
right. Yeah, it's just a Chihuahua, the cape. Right. You know,
the idea that the strike
Ankler
appears to be stretching into the fall is no small matter, both physically and logistically. The past 8 years, thanks to streaming's nonstop churn, the film and TV industry has become less seasonal, but the coming months traditionally have remained one of the busiest periods of production in LA. Films that shoot in the fall typically are required to wrap by mid-December to avoid the surcharge on productions that occurs when shooting over the holiday. According to several executives, the further the strike extends into the fall, the more likely that certain projects won't get an official green light until the new year, 2024, even if a deal is struck weeks earlier. Well, they're not going to start production only to shut it down over the holidays, sure. And with festival season and Oscar season about to kick off, the predictable get your engine started, high wattage start of award season, not to mention fall TV, is 0 to sluggish at best. There is no fall TV anymore. It's nonsense. There is no prime time anymore. There is no network TV anymore. Worse, just a few days ago, the mood within the industry was hopeful. The silence surrounding negotiations suggested that progress was being made and a tentative deal could be announced at any moment, but, of course, after the studios released details of its August 11th offer, recriminations recommenced, likely setting a deal back by at least several weeks. So that's the full story on Maine with a paid subscription. Can't afford the Ankler. If you're an assistant student or getting your foot in the door, want to help navigating the craziness of the business, Richard is the guy who started the Ankler. Message him and he'll get you access to it. They also put up...
Wow.
Yeah. They also put up kind of like a little bullet of today in strike news, and they do this every day. I like the fact that they use my name. No, I'm kidding. They're literally talking about independent film producers. They can't lock in casts due to the time it takes to obtain an interim casting agreement and hope the SAG-AFTRA can begin to fast-track their grants.
Yeah. Indie media.
These studios are such greedy fucking bastards, let me just tell you. This is great.
Greedy bastard.
Walt Keller, dressed up like Mr. Rogers. Won't you pay our labor? Yep.
You greedy dirtbag!
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Shout out to Elaine. Shout out to Strikegeist and the Ankler.
And shout out to George Kramer.
Sure.
Elaine.
I know Ahsoka just came out. A few things just came out this week. And again, I don't subscribe. I mean, I'm subscribed to these services for my kids. I never watch any of this stuff. The only thing I will watch is stand-up on Netflix. Like, stand-up comedy is all I can watch at all on anything corporate owned anymore. Like, because it's just a real person talking about mostly stories of their life, and that was great. I watched Paul Verzi the other night. He was excellent. So definitely check him out on Netflix. Mastermind has a movie script he needs to get greenlighted. Mastermind Hour, nice. Send it over to me. Just kidding. Go Start, good to see you. Sean Miller, nice. Welcome. Look at this. It's like Hard Lens in the evening. Oh, the Emperor is pleased. The Emperor is pleased. Go see the White House Counsel. I'm channeling Kid now for anyone who doesn't watch Hard Lens. All right, so I have one more story I brought, and it's a really important one to me personally, and it's a censorship one, and it's a persecution one, and it's our friend CJ Hopkins. He, like I said a couple weeks ago, I haven't issued or decided or looked at Indie Media Awards yet for 2024 or for 2023. You know, come out with any new updates for this year, but CJ Hopkins and Gordon Dimmack are certainly two top level candidates who almost certainly will be getting them this year. Indie Media Awards, baby. IndieMediaAwards.com. Thank you. So, what happened? DJ, the road to totalitarianism, and I love that word, but I can't say it.
Totalitarianism. Italian.
Hey, everybody. We're high. It's Sunday night. It's late. We've all smoked a bunch of bong hits. So, like,
I'm now thinking of totalitarianism.
We're gonna slur. We're gonna slur through some shit sometimes, and that's and that's okay. All right. So yeah, turtleism. Good morning. Right. That's right, Sean Miller. Turtleism is exactly right. Good morning, Sean. Yeah, look, we got Mama Mush Mama Mouth is our fucking Speaker of the House. She, well, not anymore, but she's a minority leader, or was. Anyway, CJ Hopkins, the road to totalitarianism. What happened here? Well, we've been talking about CJ Hopkins and covering what's been happening to CJ Hopkins. And this was over at his Consent Factory Inc. website, consentfactory.org. He also published this over at his Substack. The reason why I wanted to include it here is because it actually has the book cover in question that all of this controversy is around. And he says, so the Germans are putting me on trial for my thought crimes, and apparently I've been found guilty and sentenced. Bear with me and I'll try to explain. This is literally like Kafka and the Metamorphosis, so you'll hear this. The Berlin District Court has issued a so-called penalty order or order of punishment in which I am advised that I am now officially a criminal in Germany for tweeting 2 tweets. According to my attorney, a trial will now be scheduled at which my attorney will argue the case before the judge that just issued the order of punishment. At this trial, the judge will listen attentively to the arguments my attorneys already made in writing, consider them carefully, and find me guilty again. Then, the judge will reaffirm the order of punishment. Go ahead and read that paragraph again. I'll wait. No, I won't.
I'm going to jail!
After my Kafkaesque trial has concluded, my attorney will file a series of appeals which will fail, at which point I will have to decide whether to pay a fine of €3,600 or go to German prison for 60 days. I think we covered that a couple weeks ago.
days.
Well, still, this process.
I mean, they might as well throw 9 more on there, you know?
I'll throw you in jail for 69 days, bro. Sorry, no. This process will take months, if not years, and will cost CJ God knows how much money in attorney's fees, court costs, and then the €3,600 fine. Yes, he's going to pay the fine. He's not going to German prison for 60 days. Life's too short, he's getting older, and he really wouldn't accomplish anything except making a narcissistic spectacle of himself. However, what will accomplish something, I don't know how much, but something, is if I see the whole process through to the end and shine as much light on it as I possibly can, because my case is just one of many such cases, and the real story here is not about me, it's about the crackdown on political dissent that's being carried out not just here in Germany, but also in other countries throughout the West. We've been covering that. There are not many outlets reporting this story, not outlets with any significant reach. And raised right here as one of those. If you are reading this column, you're probably aware of various alternative media outlets that are, but most of these outlets are quarantined off where normal people never have to see them and are delegitimized as unreliable sources and purveyors of misinformation and so on. There are a few bigger sources covering the story, which are also increasingly being branded illegitimate. Matt Taibbi's Racket News, Michael Schellenberger's Public, Glenn Greenwald's Locals Operations, and I'm sure I'm forgetting a few more, forgive me. Yeah, like this one, I'm just kidding, CJ, I love you. I'm just kidding.
You are fake news.
The point is, unless you are a charter member of the science-denying, conspiracy-theorizing, hate speech-speaking, anti-vaxxing, misinforming, left or right extremist club, i.e. people who read... Well, people who read weird malinformationist publications like The Gray Zone, Off Guardian, Zero Hedge, Dissident Voice, and Unlimited Hangout, all of which we featured on this show, by the way, and who are planning to vote for Bobby.
The next sentence.
And who are potentially voting, well, who are potentially planning to vote for Booby Kennedy, or God help them, Donald Trump. You probably have no idea what I mean when I refer to the crackdown on dissent. Or you do, and you think it's just honky-dory. I love that he said honky-dory. I don't mince words. The folks who think it's honky-dory are totalitarians. They're fascists. They applaud the crackdown on dissent. They applaud the criminalization of dissent.
Totalitarians, you mean?
No, they're not Italian. They're totalitarian.
Mm-hmm. Well, Totalitarians.
Well, they did it. They did elect a hard right fascist. I hear that the lady. They applaud the censorship of political speech, of any speech they do not agree with. They want their political opponents in prison. Julian Assange. They want everyone who disagrees with them punished. Political opponents in prison. Donald Trump, by the way. They want people who offend them canceled. They want anyone who refuses to conform to their official ideology erased. I've been calling these people totalitarians and fascists for a number of years now. I do not enjoy that. I'm not doing it gratuitously. Some of these people were my friends. I'm doing that, calling these people fascists, and comparing the nation totalitarianism that is erupting all throughout the West to other earlier totalitarian systems like Stalinism, sorry, Marxist friends, and yes, to fucking Nazi Germany, because despite the fact that there are numerous differences, a lot of it is textbook totalitarianism. Naked textbook totalitarianism. There isn't another nicer word for it, or for those who are enthusiastically embracing it.
There's a lot of worse words for it you could use, and I'm down with those.
Well, he says, I'm not going to present the evidence for that assertion again. I've done that ad nauseum, much of it in my latest book, which is banned by Amazon in several countries, and which bears a warning on other Amazon sites to visit the WHO, the CDC, or your local national health authority for the latest information on COVID-19 and vaccines before you consider buying it, and the cover art of which is about to make me an official hate criminal with a criminal record. That's right, as I explained at greater length in a previous column, the pretext for this so-called hate crime prosecution is 2 tweets that I tweeted almost exactly 1 year ago for the cover art of that very same book, which just happens to document the rollout of the new normal, i.e. the new totalitarianism in 2020 and 2021. Here are the 2 tweets that constitute his hate crimes.
Here are my hate crimes, right?
Here are my hate crimes.
Coronavirus!
Mm-hmm. The one on the left reads, quote, "The masks are ideological conformity symbols. That is all they are. That is all they ever have been. Stop acting like they have ever been anything else, or get used to wearing them." And guess what they're trying to do is put them back on, everybody. It reads, the other one on the right is a quote by Karl Lauterbach, who is the Minister of Health of Germany. It reads, quote, "The masks always send out a signal." The image is the cover art of my book, and it is a surgical mask, a cloth paper surgical mask with a swastika. It's very hard to see, but in the middle of it, you can see a swastika emblem.
Wow, incredible.
Okay. Say what you want about me and my writing. I can be provocative, and some of my political satire is bombastically over the top, but as Matt Taibbi put it in a recent Racket News piece, which we read on this show, I believe, last week, no amount of drugs
They
exists.
call me Mr. Bombastic. Oh, that's not what he said?
No, they said he said no amount of drugs exist that if I consumed would allow a rational person to conclude that the writing of C.J. Hopkins furthers the aims of a former National Socialist organization. Agree with him or not, and I increasingly do, he used his imagery to compare the sweeping declarations of emergency power that were common around the world during the pandemic, and were particularly authoritarian in Germany, to Nazi tactics. And that is what I am being accused of and punished for doing by the German authorities, i.e. furthering the aims of a National Socialist organization, basically promoting Nazism for tweeting these 2 tweets above. What?
Right.
What?
Oh, no more symbols. Straight to jail for you.
There is no complex legal issue here. Yes, swastikas are banned in Germany if you're a Nazi or promoting Nazism or fascism, but they are permitted for purposes of civic education, countering anti-constitutional activities, which, by the way, Nazism would be, art, science would certainly fall under art, research and education, coverage of historic and current events, which it also would fall under, and similar purposes according to the German law. There's literally like 4 applications that you could apply to this book. Do you seriously believe
this is no longer in the zeitgeist? No.
Yes.
It's not nice.
GoFundMe, by the way, Bad Cookies, who, by the way, just said that GoFundMe is the new American healthcare. GoFundMe, by the way, just froze the Gray Zone's account and is not allowing them to get the $100,000 that they just raised to hire new reporters because somebody somewhere decided that they were to ask a question about something, and now all of a sudden it's the government doesn't like that they're reporting on all the
not the first time that's happened.
Not even close. They did this to Minpress. They've done this to the Canadian truckers. They've done this over and over again.
Right. Like maybe we should not use that. Maybe it's time.
Yeah, maybe it's time to ditch GoFundMe and tell everyone to do the same.
Not that they should be allowed to do this to anyone, even if you are a jerk Wyatt. Anyway.
And let's stop moving toward digital money so they can't debank you. They can take all your cash and seize all your cash, but it's a whole lot harder for them to do that than to go and seize and to cut off access to your bank accounts digitally. Unfortunately.
If we can save the banks, then we can save the world.
Yes, read the script, Greta. The world.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so they understand that. They're not complete imbeciles. Well, they are, but they know the charges are just a pretext, and they know that that we know that the charges are just a pretext. They don't care. They don't have to. They don't even have to pretend to be following the rule of law.
We know that they know.
That's right. Not anymore, because they know that the majority of the masses are with them. The point of prosecutions like this, and much more serious and significant prosecutions like that of Julian Assange, for example, free Julian Assange, is to send a message. The naked disregard for the rule of law, the blatant absurdity of the charges, the open contempt for democratic principles is all part of the message. It's not a message about the law. It's a message about compliance. It's about compliance. It's about power. Who has it and who doesn't? And what happens to those who refuse to bow down to it? The message is not intended for me, or for more important figures like Julian Assange, or for many other less well-known dissidents that are being made examples of currently. We're just the medium that conveys the message. We're the delivery service. The message is for you.
Delivery service.
And I'm pretty sure you're getting the message. The question is, how are you going to respond? And I don't mean by storming your Capitol. Please don't go out and get yourself shot. I mean, are you going to help shine a light on where we're headed? Because it's pretty fucking dark. Join me. Join him. Folks are offering to send him money to help with his legal costs, and he's extremely grateful because we're going to need it. And here's how to do that. But I think what we need to do is a little harder and costs more and is much more important. We need to talk to the totalitarians. Yes, the ones who wanted to put us in camps. If we can't get through to them, we're probably screwed. And there is a window of opportunity to do that now. It's not 2020 or 2021. The mass hysteria has worn off for a lot of people. Yes, but the fear-mongering machine is already understanding that and is already starting to whip that fear back into a frenzy, CJ. I know not all of them, but for some of them, a lot of them, some of them are finally reachable. Take a chance. Talk to them. The ones you know or used to know. Try to get through to them. Not the bug-eyed, fanatical, foaming at the mouth types who can't wait for the return of the emergency measures, or the ones that were literally like dancing in the streets with glee at a fucking fake mugshot, quote unquote. How the hell do you have a mugshot when you're wearing a tie? I've never seen a mugshot and a tie in my life.
Also, mugshots, don't they need like this bit? Like you got to have this. Like you can't have a mugshot without this thing. You know, like you need the little placard with your new jail number on it. You know,
so
like
the other ones, you know the ones I mean, the ones who want out. You can see it in their eyes. Take a chance. Talk to these people. Totalitarianism, fascism is not an identity. It's a mindset. No one is born a fascist. People can be deprogrammed. Some of them can. And at this point, we all need to help. We need all the help we can get. Yeah, we do. So it's your arraignment number, according to Bad Cookies. Yes, that's right. So if you're one of the kind and generous folks who have been asking what you can do to help and offering to send me money, sure, go ahead and send me the money. Thank you. I've been overwhelmed by your messages, and I'm sorry that I can't personally respond to all of them. I'm one of the people that reached out to me almost immediately and said, where can I send you some money? But also consider what I'm suggesting. If you can possibly bring yourself to do it, talk to the normies. If you can't, I completely understand. Trust me. I'm still just as angry as you are. I'm hurt. I feel betrayed and abandoned. I have a feeling that some of you feel that way too. So I know what I'm asking you to talk to the new normal totalitarians, the ones who might be reachable. But if you can't yet, don't. But if you're able to, try. Don't try to convince them that you were right and that they were wrong. Just shine a light on the road we're on. Try to get them to recognize where we're headed, regardless of who was right and who was wrong about whatever. We're all going down this road together. Personally, I'd not ride it all the way to the end and face what's down there this time, and certainly not face it alone. One of the ways, and I read somewhere that CJ may actually run into tax issues in Germany if you just donate him money directly. So one of the great ways to support him is either to subscribe to his Substack or to purchase his bestseller book on Amazon. So that's why I'm showcasing it here. Go buy CJ Hopkins' book, please. Support him. I love this man. I don't even know him, and I love him. CJ fights for us. There's no doubt about it. That guy fights for us, and I'll stand up for him all day long. Oh, man. All right.
You, homie.
Yeah, I got you. You bet. So one other thing that I wanted to showcase here with CJ is he did put out a Substack article with the details of his legal defense fund and how to donate to it. So to get things going, Catherine Austin Fitz, who you may already know, she generously offered to match the first 500 in donations, which they long since cleared. Bobby Kennedy, Booby, wants to kick in. Don't tell anyone he's getting demonetized enough. As does Matt Taibbi, and I'm extremely grateful. He expects that he's going to need to raise somewhere at maximum about 25,000 euros. That guesstimate is based on lengthy and ultimately unsuccessful battle in the German courts. Some are telling him this could go all the way to the Supreme Court, the Bundesverfassungsgericht.
Wundercourt.
There's a chance I could prevail, but the way things are going, it seems pretty clear that the German authorities are determined to make an example of me. The rule of law be damned. My intention is to shine as much light as possible on their abuse of state power along the way, because my case is just one of numerous examples of the naked crackdown and dissent that's being conducted, not just here in Germany, but in other countries throughout the West. Also, Alina Lip, by the way.
I love how the word for their Supreme Court literally has the fashion.
Like fascist.
Bundesverfassungsgericht.
Right? So that's why he's setting up this legal defense fund. All right. I've been hesitant to do this because, well, I have a problem asking for money. You and me both, pal. As in, I don't like to do it. But I've been deeply moved by all the readers who've been asking where they can send donations and otherwise expressing their support more than I probably let on, as I generally try not to get too emotional in public. Oh, and one more thing, then I'll give you information. If you're just getting by or struggling financially, and I will repeat this for myself as well as for CJ. If you are just getting by or struggling financially, please don't send me your money. I run my Substack on a free or paid subscription basis because I know that many of my regular readers can't afford a paid subscription, and I have faith that readers who can afford one will voluntarily pay for one. That model has been working well so far, at least for him. For me, I've got one. Spalding Showalter, I love you, man. Thank you so much, really. You're the best. We've got a few Patreon supporters. We have a few Patreon supporters, both at IndieLeft.news, at patreon.com/IndieLeftNews and at patreon.com/Indie News Network. We have a few subscribers at our YouTube channel. I'm grateful for all of you. Seriously, man. It's great. Thank you. Nikki. Yep. I think Nikki's still a subscriber over at the Patreon. Really, everyone that supports us. And if you can't, just share it, like it, tell everybody you know about it. That's all I ask. But the same logic applies to this legal defense fund. If you can't afford to donate, there are other ways to help out. Spreading the word about my case and other cases like it. Paying attention to and speaking out against the state and corporate censorship that's intensifying all over the world. Recommending CJ Substack, books, etc. If you can afford to donate, thank you. And then here's the information to do that. PayPal, Substack, buy the book. That's it for now. Any other means, if any other means, donating become available. And he forgot to mention to buy the book, because that's also one way to do it. So
look at this distinguished gentleman.
I wanted to
look at the way he is sitting. Yeah.
I wanted to also show this comment that he pinned. So this has been up for 40 minutes and I'm getting flooded with emails expressing support. I'm going to have to pin a blanket thank you up here to the top of the comments because I'm not going to be able to write back to everyone. Please note that I'm reading your emails and your replies here, and they're making me cry. You make us cry sometimes too, CJ. Thank you. Please don't tell anyone about that.
Yeah.
Sorry, secret's out. I have an image of the cynical political satirist to maintain. Seriously, though, my heartfelt thanks to all of you. Also, if you send me an email, please do not include attachments. I delete such emails with extreme prejudice. And later on that night, he put a postscript. I'm really overwhelmed by everyone's generosity and support. Thank you. Also, I know some are having trouble with international bank transfers because their banks want my home address, and I can't share that publicly, obviously. So he's working on a solution to that, and he'll keep you posted here and update the original post when he gets to work. So I put in a thing about how we stand with him, and I commented on that as well. cjhopkins.substack.com, cjhopkins.substack.com, or consentfactory.org are the best ways to support CJ. Hook him up. That man is awesome. All right.
Yep.
Yay! We got through it. That wasn't too bad. Fuyo. Oh, Uncle Roger's in the house. Niece and nephew. What's happening?
Roger.
What's happening, nephew? Yep. Simply fantastic, Reef. Yes. What do we got here? Who looks deeply?
No, that was about Mr. Bombastic.
Oh, yes. Well.
Yeah.
Fuck GoFundMe.
Fantastic.
Jordan Deck. Yep. They exist only on profiteering off of desperation, mainly around medical expenses. If we had anything resembling Medicare for all, GoFundMe would be bankrupt. They're a middleman. Absolutely, man. 100%. GoFundMe is the American healthcare plan, like Bad Cookie said earlier. And yeah, bogus about the gray zone. Give them support as well. Go subscribe to the Gray Zone Patreon, but I'm guessing that at some point government will come after Patreon too and tell them to stop supporting the Gray Zone and stop accepting money. So then you'll have to go to the Gray Zone Substack, which they'll have to activate through Stripe, and who knows if Stripe will allow them to bank through that. I mean, it's really a problem when they're trying to make it incredibly difficult for news outlets that report on corruption and on NATO imperialism to be able to get paid and funded by their users and by their readers. It kills them because it's the one model they can't really beat unless they take away your ability to bank. Like literally, that's the only thing they can do. Otherwise, they can't get between you and your audience. By the way, this is what they're going to try to do to Tucker Carlson. This is what they're going to try to do to everybody that's going to speak out against the establishment at any point. So, Jordan Deck, thank you, man. Really appreciate you. Man, 2 years. 2 years, man, 2. We've done between 4 and 8 stories an episode. Do the math. You're talking close to 400 articles that we've read. I haven't actually
2,000 years later.
Right? I haven't actually counted up the numbers, but it's hundreds of independent outlets, hundreds of independent journalists. I only wish that there were 100 more shows like this that were showcasing independent journalists like this. And shout out to the ones that do, like Sabby Sabs and RBN and Hardlands Media when he does. Kit, more independent media, please. Less corporate media, please. I know you love to criticize it, but come on, more independent media. Let's get the story from our own brothers and sisters. All right.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Nice. Very funny. The number of bong hits Reef has taken in 2 years worth of shows, that's very funny, Cookies. Oh god, that would be
somebody can probably make a whole edit of that.
Awfully large number.
Not be terrible.
It would take many, many, many hours to complete.
many men.
Thank you. Really, we appreciate everybody sticking with us, and we're like you said, gonna take a month off after this, but we'll be back. We're not going anywhere. And in the meantime, we got other shows on INN that we're going to be doing. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still doing American Tradition with Jesse. Still doing Nobody Wants to Work Anymore with Hembo. So I'm just taking a break from this show for a month just to recharge and get a couple things and spend some time with the family on the weekends. You know, we basically spend half the weekend preparing for the show between the thumbnails and the stories and just kind of the whole, preparing the screens and
Boats
everything.
Takes almost all week,
right?
Really?
Oh, boats! Yeah,
I'm
let's
curating stuff all week.
Let's do that. All right.
Boats, you see?
And I watch mindless shit. Boats that smash into other boats.
Boats.
It's time!
Boats. We need that, don't we?
We got double cam, Reef.
Oh, I can fix that.
Yeah. Oh.
So, cam, and then where's this at? No,
where'd you go?
This one.
Oh.
That one. Better. Mucho better.
Yes.
Cool.
Boats.
Let's do boats. Quite literally a boat. Here you go.
Roll your car forward and roll the boat forward.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
No, it's worse than that.
Uh-oh. Boat falling off a trailer?
Don't make this mistake.
Oh my god. Okay.
$536 of gas.
Well, for 231 liters.
Where do you think that gas went?
They thought this was the petrol.
They thought that was the petrol.
And he spilled it all over the floor?
That's pounds.
That's full benzene.
Oh my god, nobody light a match. It's in the fucking boat. That's all gasoline?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
536 pounds of petrol.
Ermagerd.
Like, are they trying to recreate the Juan Valdez or
Ermagerd?
What? Like, what are we doing? Anyway, how long do you think this would last you?
About 2 weeks.
How long? About 2 weeks, yeah. Jesus Christ, dude. I just want that as like beanbag chairs, you know?
Space bag. Are you getting? Is that Costco?
Space bag.
Can you wait?
Yeah.
Costco just imagine it's coming, right? Some point, Costco is going to sell like bricks of fucking weed.
Going to sell weed.
They're going to sell bricks of weed, bro, and it's going to be cheap and it's going to be good quality.
Starbucks.
Because you know what Costco does?
And,
they sell so Costco's secret, and they're brilliant. And Kit Cabello can tell you, but because he worked there. But Costco actually sells all of their stuff at cost. And the way they make their money, the way that they run their whole operation is by their membership fees annually. That $50 or $100 a year that everybody pays to get in the door, that covers everything so that they can literally make no markup on all the goods that they sell practically. It's an amazing business model.
Isn't Costco the one in Idiocracy where they just start selling everything?
I think so.
I think so. Anyway,
they already do. I mean, you can buy a house at Costco. Nice, dude. I want to go take one right now.
Look how big it is.
That is some chalky shit right there. Woo!
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. What? That's Koala Puffs on the Twitter if you want to go check her out.
Shout out to our buddy Aquatine Marxist, by the way. He's great over on the Twitter. I love him. He's got the Carl profile pic, if you know who he is. Fucking hilarious. And he grows some really nice buds. He lives up in Connecticut. Shout out to Carl.
Dudes out here still smoking blunts. We out here smoking blunions now.
Nice. Nice. And
Bro,
I'll bet that smells
blunions.
like I'll bet fried onion smells yummy. Like literally fried onions.
And you go Funyuns to go with it, right?
Fried onions and fried brains. Yeah, baby. Oh, hey.
I will never
Hey now.
call them bananas again.
No bonans. They're yellow tree dicks. They are yellow tree dicks.
Can you read that one for me?
Say pizza to drugs, say no to yes.
Yes. Say no to yes. Say no to yes. That's great. I want that like as a shirt. That'd be so good.
I think somebody is totally fired. Ah, look. Dude, Himbo too. Himbo told me he's been rocking out the tomato mayonnaise sandwiches, which is right up my alley. I do that all the time now.
Nobody.
Would anyone like to see my tomato collection? Because I will happily show it to you.
No.
Reef hates me.
We want to see your plush nuggie collection. Look at the plush nugs.
Those nice.
They're Nug plushies
with the orange hairs and the purple hairs flowing throughout them. Nice. And the red on the eyes.
I love them.
The bloodshot.
I want all of them.
Why? That
Where's
keychain.
the perp? I love them so much. Where can I get fauna dolls? Someone find me that.
No. No. Hashtag no.
Why do Americans eat like they have free health care?
Yeah. That must be from the Heart Attack Grill, literally.
Hamburger.
Yes.
It's a macaroni cheeseburger.
Cheeseburgers, Randy.
That looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. I would I'm okay with that.
There
you
go.
How many lips does it take to get to the center of space?
Oh my word. Is that a slide or is that like a chillum that like the whole thing's just paper?
No, it's just the whole thing's just blunt wrap. Like,
dude, what are you gonna do with that bulbous end? What a waste.
You light all that. That's what you light first. And then you puff on that.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's like a big ring gauge cigar. I'm down.
Okay.
A 1, a 2. You get that reference. I know you get that reference.
No bonus.
A 3. Guys will see this and just think, hell yeah, brother. Look at the popper. So cute.
Is that supposed to be Hulkamania?
Buying a bong in 1997. One large water pipe for tobacco use only.
Yeah, right, dude. I literally so funny, but I went into the city Friday night to see Jimmy, and I met Greg, and literally between the diner where we met up and the one block to the theater, we passed a shop that would have been a paraphernalia, like a bong shop in the past, but now they actually sell weed in there. And I'm like, bro, you can like walk in and buy shit now? And he's like, yeah, pretty much. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, this is what I waited for my entire fucking life.
With that?
Right?
That's a Seinfeld episode. Future Seinfeld episode is like
going to buy weed.
George comes in. Weed's legal now. What's the deal?
I bought it in a dispensary.
Great.
How much tax did you pay? You paid
Kramer gets an edible that's too
No, Kramer
it's too crazy.
Kramer's still Kramer's still got a guy that delivers because you can't trust what they show in the stores. Oh, I can write
You
that
gotta trust
episode.
them. Elaine brings the cake to work, like a space cake. Be great.
Oh.
What?
I did it all for the nookie. Come on, the nookie. Come on.
limp brisket. Yeah.
That is some limp brisket right there. Chocolate starfish. Speaking of chocolate
and the
starfish,
hot dog flavored water.
That's right. But speaking of funny, Jimmy does a bit in his act about a drag queen and how he had to tuck it back. He had to tuck it back. Actually, I think it was and tuck it back, and it's so big that it touched his chocolate starfish. And he says, and that's a direct quote because you can't change that. And the whole audience just rips out. That's a great line from Jimmy. So funny.
This is the new iBuds.
Nice. Earbuds. Yes.
Yeah.
Earbuds and chest buds.
Yeah.
Nice case.
Space
case. Does that charge them too?
I hope it charges the J. You know? Here we go. Ready? The girl goes down the slide. The boy goes down the slide.
Why women live longer than men.
Yep. My two older children were trying to lay out all of their Pokemon cards, but the youngest kept intervening, so they duct taped him to a chair.
Oh, what are they? Ukrainian soldier?
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, that looks like 2022 March, Ukraine. I saw dudes tape the telephone poles like that all over Ukraine. Wow, fascism coming home.
Here we go. You'll sympathize with this.
You're having 4?
You're having 4?
Yeah, but what's funny? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you understand why he said that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's 4 photos
in the strip. That's right.
You know,
it's one baby.
Right.
It's 4 pics of the same baby.
No, it's the same one.
You didn't get the end.
No, it's the same one. You're having 4 of them.
I love it so much. Okay, that's really funny. That's really funny.
You'll like this one. This is why you don't want to have 4 of them.
Goodbye, Kunto Mari. Manchi Gusada.
What?
He fucking broke the fucking windshield.
Oh my god. Ow. Oh my god. Ow.
Yeah. He seems fine.
He's okay.
Like what? Yeah. What do you mean?
He's okay.
Oh my god, dude.
Where did you get those?
Here you go.
We got them from out in the big grass, and I love them.
You love them?
Yeah, I like them.
Grass?
Oh,
it's like giant grassy thing.
No, that came out of the trees. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, those things will stick to anything.
I love them.
I love them.
Dwarves.
Jeez, the dwarves.
Yeah. Here you go.
A lo que yo vine fue a esto.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I felt that
one of my
one.
new favorite sound bites in these.
Wait, I need that again. I need that again. Future WWE stuff. Oh. Oh, that's right to the bridge of the nose too. That kid's lucky he didn't get smacked.
Yeah.
We're gonna be mamas. Oh my god. We're gonna be mamas.
It's gonna hatch?
Oh, he's trying to come out.
Oh shit! That's not supposed to be in your case of eggs.
Can we keep it? Oh my god. Can we keep it?
Who's gonna eat it?
No one, because we're keeping it.
Wait, what?
Oh, funny.
There was nothing in
It was
there?
just a finger.
Oh shit.
It was just a finger with a little smiley face on it.
That's messed up. That's messed
Very
up,
funny.
B. That's messed up, B.
Yeah. Who you fucking Casper?
Baby Joker.
Baby Joker.
We're just gonna make this quick.
Oh no.
Our
Oh,
discussion topic.
dude, workout bands, never a good idea. Oh, that's going to give him a red mark
I
right
mean, they
across
are
the
if you
face.
use them right. Oh.
Yeah, but they always end up doing that.
Only occasionally. Only occasionally.
Only the ones we see.
This was. If you get the honk, if you best the honk, you get the bonk.
We had that Minnie Mouse car, by the way. Oh, oh, and she's got the squishmallow. Dude, this could be on my daughter's fucking bed right there with the rainbow blanket and the squishmallow and the Minnie Mouse car. That might as well be my kid right there. Oh, you mess with the honk, you get the bonk. What is this, fucking NAFO?
Yeah.
No.
No, the honk was before NAFO. It's okay.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
The bonk.
Fuck them doggies.
They took it and ruined it.
Look! Adam, look!
Oh.
Go! Go!
What I can do?
Oh, no! Oh, I saw that happening. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's nice.
Wow. Ouch.
Just straight to the back.
In the back of the dome, too. That's brain damage. Slight.
Watermelon.
Oh. Let's split it in half.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect. Now we just get a spoon. You know?
Oh, another safari park. Last time, by the way, we got in trouble for this.
Dump it on the ground.
Oh,
that's not on the ground.
that's not on the ground. No, I just spent $6 for that fucking bucket, and now it's not on the ground. Now it's.
Okay, ready? Okay, dump it on the ground. Oh, that's not on the ground.
I so feel for that dad. I so feel for him.
Yep. Do you feel for this? Go.
Oh god. Jason!
Oh my god. I'm John in Knoxville. We're gonna drag ass.
Jason!
Yeah, dude. That's exactly what it is. I'm John in Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't have like a kid version of that.
Oh, dude. There might be a bit of a liability issue with that.
Maybe, but like there's some parents that would, you know,
Yes.
as long as it was like safe stuff. Like
Another friend. Just how you got just how you.
Uh-oh.
Just how I
What?
That's so fucked up.
Did he put like caps?
He put like firecrackers in the grill.
And that dude went up right into a pole and then jumped. That's my favorite boat of the night.
It's so fucking funny.
That's my favorite boat of the night.
That one's good.
He put fireworks on the grill. Yes. And it sounded
Here
like
you go.
machine gun.
That was great. I think there was also like a little toy machine gun.
Lo
Like,
que yo vine fue a esto.
oh fuck.
Dominus Ominous.
Got hit with the fucking nominate portrait.
Right in the face. And he kept going too. Didn't slow him down.
No. Look, support your union Starbucks.
Oh my God. They literally don't want to hire people, so they're hiring fucking cats.
Yeah.
$6 an hour instead of 15. I don't blame them for the starting salary.
Don't worry, that cat's unioned. It's part of the feline union.
He's definitely not. You found a second member of the Starbucks union as a kitty? My word.
But wait, there's more.
Cats are dicks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same thing where you have that. A little callback.
Yeah.
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 Cats are dicks.
They're cute.
Just like Colin says, cats are dicks.
He's mad I called him an axolotl.
Is that headphones on his ears?
No, it was like a towel, I think.
Oh my goodness.
But he does look kind of like an axolotl like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Look at the eyes. He's so mad.
He's so unhappy. I know, dude. He's so pissed off. Fucking white lady.
That's great.
Look, I'll call you the Wambulance.
That's a Halloween costume.
I like he's got little fucking red and blue ears.
Holy shit, that's
best
great.
bit.
That is really funny.
It's so good.
Oh, he's great. Cheeto Kitty. What is that?
Cheeto.
Is that Donald Trump? Is he eating Donald Trump?
Listen to the little crunch.
Don't be rude.
Oh.
ASMR cat. Oh, that crunch. Crunch.
Oh my gosh.
Cheeto. So cute. Crunch. Crunchies. Got it. So fucking cute. I love him. Bring me Cheeto boy. CJ Hopkins. He's in jail for many hate crimes.
Oh God. Oh no. Nobody knows the trouble I see.
I'm gonna hit download on this, and then I'm gonna make a tweet about that later.
Nobody knows the trouble I see.
You're not escaping. I know.
Oh, he's pissed. You little asshole.
If you didn't fight me.
Wow. Yeah, he's trying to tell you something.
Okay.
Nah, you're in the burrito.
Wow, he's gonna try.
Life now.
He's gonna bite you too. I'm gonna bite you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna bite you.
Bite you, son.
Cats are dicks. Cats are dicks.
I feel like monkeys are more of a dick though.
Yeah, but monkeys can be funny at least. Cats are just dicks.
Monkey.
Yeah.
Hey, monkey. Hey, monkey.
See, they're funny.
What the fuck? Motherfucker just did a triple Lindy.
Oh, now he's biting on his arm.
You
Damn it.
bunglums, boy. Get over there. You can't even be a monkey. Move.
You gonna punch him in the face?
Bro, monkey, relax. Oh shit, here he comes.
You gonna attack? Lucky. Oh, he's pissed. Good luck trying to catch him. Somebody needs to reevaluate his pet choices.
I know, right? Look, a kitty!
Getting milk all over the other kitty.
What sounds
Jesus.
though? What is this? A Amaranth stream?
ASMR.
Yeah.
Kitty ASMR for all you freaking feline fetish clowns. Gross.
Dude, this one's fucking all right. Here you go.
Well, I know what he's doing.
It's a duck. It's a duck.
Sitting on a toy.
Screaming duck toys.
Nice. I thought it was humping the thing.
That's what he was doing.
Oh, okay. I was right.
That's what he was doing.
That's
I think. I don't know.
Well, I think he's entitled to a little privacy, don't you?
No.
Oh my god. Is that real?
That's a weird looking doggo.
Oh my god, look at that face. Oh, what? Dog. Oh, bear. Nice glove. Oh.
What the dog doing?
Oh.
What the dog doing?
Oh.
I'm gonna eat you.
Oh, look at the puppy.
This has got to be
puppy
Russia.
bear love. In Russia, puppies love on dog.
Look at that thick head doggo. Come back,
Oh my
thick head.
god.
Where are you going?
Oh, that's so adorable. Look at the baby bear.
Yeah, square head boy.
Oh. Bears need love too.
Yeah, until they're
There's one
8
love
foot
too.
tall.
There's one love. I'm gonna get you, fucko.
That's a Disney movie waiting to happen. A bear who thinks it's a dog, you know?
Did they already make
Like,
that? I guess not.
Probably. Tag, you're it.
Where are you going? Why are you approaching me? Can you not? Sir, can I? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Fucking Tag, you're it.
What the fuck? Okay.
Oh, raccoon boy. Look, monkey again.
I think that's an orangutan. Oh! Yeah, don't fuck around with those things. They're
Motherfucker,
strong.
that
Those things are
face,
strong as
holy
shit. Oh!
Like, bow. Fucking just stares at him. You weak piece of shit.
God damn.
You know, like.
God damn.
You got knocked the hell out.
You got knocked the fuck out.
Dude, this one's good.
Hey Google, stop music.
Wait, you're already home?
This again?
Yeah, stop
I'm just so over it at this point. Come on, guys, let's go. Come on.
Leave him alone.
Chase, come on.
Hey Google, play.
Jesus, I just don't understand it, to be honest. I just don't get it anymore.
Yeah, it's spa day.
Cucumber fucking
Like,
massages for the cats.
dicks. Yeah.
Cats are
The cat
dicks.
was like, nah, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, he's
Spa
dick.
day.
Like I said, cats are dicks. You got it, Colin. Cats are fucking dicks.
Should we tell her that fence is electric?
No, hell no.
baby. You're scaring the horses.
I just peed my pants.
What'd you do?
I peed my pants.
Webcam, why? Webcam for once.
At least you're smiling.
I moved my whole webcam to like fix this.
At least you're smiling.
Yeah, I guess.
Happy Reef.
Why is it like this? Like, I moved the whole thing. I moved it.
Hi, everybody. Bong Cam.
Yeah.
It was out of service for a long time. Glad it's back.
Bong Cam, yeah, it was. Luckily.
Julia.
So
I see a ceiling fan, Julia.
Yeah.
Julia. Uh-oh. I think
you remember this lady, right?
Greece internet's not doing so great. Yes.
Says I'm fine. I got
okay. You're good.
Greens.
Yeah, we're good. We're green here too. Good.
Rolls Royce.
Huang Kang.
What? Oh.
Hold on, I'll back it up. Hold on.
Rolls Royce.
Right.
Huang Kang.
Nice. ASMR with her fingernails?
Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce.
Like literally just recording, running your fingers over the material. Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce.
Huang Kang.
Yeah, she's got an umbrella too. Hong Kong.
Yeah, I love she laughs every one she does.
I know. I fucking love that lady.
Like some lady gets paid for doing this shit and makes a ton of money, that lady. That Bentley chick, I'll bet she's making bank.
Yeah.
All right, what's
I think
going on
it's a couple
here?
ladies actually.
Oh my god, they got the
That's very good. I just thought that was fun.
Very funny. Clever.
This is a tropical update with your favorite meteorologist. I get the greatest ratings. Look at it. This is Tropical Storm Hillary. Take a look at her. It's the only time you'll ever see Hillary not wearing a pantsuit. Hillary has the potential to be deadly. Just ask Jeffrey Epstein. Hillary has the potential to cause mass destruction, very destructive. Just look at what she did to the blackberries, all those horrible blackberries. Hillary has the potential to wipe out everything in her path, just like she did with the servers and all of those big, beautiful emails. Hillary has the potential to cause very heavy and severe winds, more winds than Eric Swalwell on national television. He let one go, his flatulence, you know what I'm talking about. And this never would have happened if I was your president. I stopped Hillary once, and I would have been able to stop her again. We would have built a beautiful wall here on the southern border to stop Hillary and anybody else that we wouldn't want entering our country. Believe me.
Oh my God.
Believe me.
Bravo.
So
bravo.
good.
Don't be rude.
Check him out.
Dude, bravo. That's spot on. Dude, if I played that on the podcast, I don't know if people would be able to tell that wasn't him. Oh, this fucking clown.
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
Just address a question that is on everybody's mind at home tonight. Who the heck is this skinny guy with a funny last name, and what the heck is he doing in the middle of this debate stage? I'll tell you, I'm not a politician.
The hope of a skinny kid with a funny name who believes that America has a place for him too.
The last person in one of these debates, Brett, who stood in the middle of the stage and said, "What's a skinny guy with an odd last name doing up here?" was Barack Obama, and I'm afraid we're dealing with the same type of amateur standing on stage tonight.
Come over and give me a hug.
I'm gonna come.
Yes! Yes! I love that you need the Boris Johnson afterwards. Oh, God. By the way, Jimmy said that on Sunday that he might invite Vivek on the show, that Vivek's been asking to come on Jimmy Dore's show.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Don't do that. Just don't. Just don't. Just don't. Anyway, female birds just existing.
Yeah, you fucking love this shit.
Male birds trying to find a mate.
Yeah. Well,
just that.
Yeah.
You love this shit.
Yeah. Flaunting it, baby.
Here you go.
Viagra Vec. Oh my God.
Go great.
Oh, I saw this. Don't drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Oh!
Somebody said, what a waste of a gallon of Kool-Aid.
Right, yeah, like that jungle juice is gone.
Bert Kreischer would have been very upset.
Oh, no.
Bert drinks a gallon,
Oh, no.
a gallon of Kool-Aid a day.
Gallon of Kool-Aid.
If you've never seen that bit where on Two Bears One Cave where Bert and Tom do this bit about Bert drinking a gallon of Kool-Aid a day, watch it. You will piss yourself.
I think we might have played it. I think we played it before on boats.
I don't think we ever played it here because we would get copyright strike, but it's.
I think we did, and we didn't.
This is Kool-Aid. This holy shit! That's fucking Kool-Aid. Yes.
This is he's got to deal with the spider. He got tasked.
It ain't no gum, boo. Keep spraying it till it drops.
Till it drops.
Yeah.
It dropped on him. Oh! Well, you sprayed the ground. It's about to be slick.
Oh, that's funny.
In school.
Yeah. After turning 30.
WD-40, hell yeah. It's his elbow. He can't put WD-40 on his elbow, no. That's going to require surgery, sir.
Surgery. You pizzaed when you should have French.
That's a lot of bees.
Those aren't bees. Those are not bees.
Are those murder hornets?
Those are hornets, yeah. Like, holy shit, dude.
That's a lot.
Fuck that.
That's a lot.
Look at the fucking dudes in the Chernobyl suit to deal with those fucking things. Dude.
Well,
sure.
Oh God.
Oh, look who it is.
Fun to sanctimonious.
Is this the one with the boys?
And I will not let you down.
Like, why? What is that?
And I will not let you down.
And I don't believe
what is that?
Oh, dude, it's the I don't believe what I'm saying as it's coming out of my mouth. I know I just told a big lie.
Will not let you down.
Show the
dude,
thing.
The robot was.
No, there's a literally like a face that the guy from The Boys makes, and it's literally that face. That face at the end of saying so. Yeah, it's like
I'd have to go find that.
Uncanny. Their faces
Homelander,
are
you mean?
identical. Yeah, identical.
Yeah,
so good.
Identical. you go. You ready? We're gonna play a prank. Just a prank, bro.
What? She just peed herself. She totally peed herself. That's why she bent over like that. She peed herself.
Arms.
She went tricks.
Yay, our new robot overlords serving us ice cream.
Frozen yogurt. That's right.
Ice cream's so good.
Okay, I like the swirl, the vanilla chocolate soft ice cream swirl. Sure.
Right, okay.
Uh-huh. Are we going to get sprinkles next? Of course. And what are...
Do sprinkles.
Cool.
And... more sprinkles. A lot more sprinkles.
Oh, those are like nerds or Skittles or some kind of candy. Oops.
You son of a bitch.
Oops.
You son of a bitch. You had me.
And I paid
I was
for that.
down.
I'll pay for that.
Doing good. Yeah,
I'll pay for that.
You paid for it. Yeah.
Nice.
Someone paid for this though.
He go over the car. Please tell me he wheelied over the car. Oh no, he didn't. Oh no, he didn't. Oh.
No. Oh,
he broke
dude.
his leg. That leg is broke.
Nah, he's all right. The fucking wheel is fucked up though. Anyway, this guy might have broke his leg.
When the paramedic falls on the patient. Oh.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh. Oh.
That sucks, dude. That sucks. There was an attempt to eat a chip. Dad stance, dad hat, dad shirt.
Hey, catch it fast enough.
Nope. Oh shit! This is if people skipped instead of walking.
Skipping to pick up the package. Skipping with the baby. No, 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 no.
That's fucking so funny, dude.
Oh my god.
I love that guy so much.
Sean Miller, bro, put down the vitamin B. Nice. I think he actually took ivermectin. He was doing that horse paste stuff.
That's probably what it was.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Yeah. Yes, he did.
Gonna have a bad time.
Always.
Gonna have a very bad time.
Got your
Here you
gear.
go. This one's fun.
The projectiles are plastic cups that contain paint and are relatively light, so the velocity and energy is low enough that you can shoot other people.
Other?
You think this is gonna hurt?
Oh! Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
That was like the worst spot you could have done it. Too.
Oh, right in the thigh. Oh shit.
So when you have snow this year,
blowtorch.
You know.
Well, that's one way to plow your driveway.
Flamethrower.
That's one way to plow your driveway. You might blow up your car or set your house on fire, but
yeah, but you know, whatever.
Hey, you know what's funny is he only cleared one side of the driveway with all that fire.
That's
only somebody who lives in the Northeast would notice that.
Yeah.
Oh, this does not look like it's going to end well.
Would you notice this? I feel like you would.
What? No.
Yeah.
You can't fix
I feel like he could have done a lot worse.
Can't fix stupid. As Ron White would say, can't fix stupid.
This is the Wii Music theme song.
How many coat hangers can hold my weight? 1 coat hanger.
The Wii
2 coat hangers.
Yeah, I remember.
5 coat hangers. 6 coat hangers. 10 coat hangers. 17 coat hangers. 20. Oh, no way. It's making noises. It's actually holding me. Let's. They're snapping one by one. I can't. 23. That's it.
God.
No way. 1 broke. This is like actually pretty sturdy.
That one, which you don't get to fucking see.
Why? But why? I mean, who was wondering how many plastic hangers it would take to hang you?
So yeah, guys, I almost died. Somebody threw a spear through my car tonight.
What?
And
the fuck?
Just thought I'd show you all how bad it is.
That's
But
cold
yeah,
steel.
went into my steering wheel and everything. So.
Oh my god!
Yay me!
Yay me!
What the fuck did you do to make somebody so mad that they would throw a spear at your car?
Yeah, who'd you piss off? Fucking Spartans? Like, what did you...
Bro!
You know?
Bro!
Like... Look, it's Anthony Blinken. Or fucking Bolton.
John Bolton.
Not Blinken.
I am the Eggman. I am the Walrus. Goo-goo-ka-choo, baby. Goo-goo-ka-choo, baby. Uh-oh. Oh, what does the East German judge give him?
I don't know. A 2?
That's about a 2.
Terrible
Aquaman
entry.
got pissed.
Aquaman got pissed. Someone's gonna get fired.
That's right. Desert Mantis,
It's
the Walrus.
the German plane.
With LL. Oh, oops.
Oh, fuck. Look at it.
Nice.
I got fucked.
Well,
Both things got fucked.
Well, isn't it only right for the Jew to take out the German at this point?
You sure? You know?
Come on.
I don't know which one.
God.
Like, did this guy?
Fucking
I think
bad.
this guy backed up. Into it.
Bad cookies. I got to put this up. This is so good. Oh, please tell me it's here. No, it's not here. He said it's a two-state flight. Oh, dude, that is that is delicious, bro. That's comment of the night right there. 2-state flight. Holy shit. That's funny.
You ready for this one? This one goes fast.
Oh, somebody's gonna need some serious dental work after that.
Dude, that one sucks so much. That was best worst meat crayon I've ever seen.
Meat crayon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh fuck.
He's okay.
That sucked. We think he might have had to get a skin graft.
Road rash.
You want to go to?
I'm thinking Arby's.
Go to Arby's.
I'm thinking Arby's
and get a rat beef sandwich.
May that
That's
walrus
great.
forever
I love
float.
that. Meat crayon.
There you go. 2-state flight. There you go, Bad Cookies. I got it up there. Thank you. That's so funny.
Here you go. What do you think happened to this guy?
Oh, not good. Woo!
Oh
Hey,
shit! That's
hey
my
now.
bike. Fuck. Like,
Was that Travis
dude,
Pastrana?
that, like panic.
He's going for the Superman seat grab.
Oh shit!
I know exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
That's a Superman seat grab, and the seat wasn't there.
Yeah. Oh, he grabbed it and then it kept going.
Yeah.
Anyway, here we go. Hand sanitizer. We got to get all that back out.
I use plenty of that every day still.
When we pressed the hand sanitizer, it's easy to break your wrist. Very pitiful. So, I invented this. Automatic squeezing hand sanitizer aid. The design is very human. We just need to put our hands under the sensor. Very easy to use.
Very.
Holy shit.
You're gonna like this lady.
Rick Solis, it's a rat burger. Best burger I've had in years.
It's a rat burger.
Okay.
I think we got to run that one back. Hold on.
The jumping fart to put out the flame is just
Handle is fucking
very funny.
Best. Oh shit! This one's also pretty good. I'm Johnny Knoxville. Welcome to Jackass.
Oh, Riley's dead. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Who's stopping this?
Oh,
Who's
face
stopping
meet,
this?
Face meet sign. DSW shoe. DSWU. And DSWU.
Oh shit! They got dicks here. Oh fuck, dude! This is we live in a hellhole and the world is burning, but at least it looks cool while it's doing it.
Oh, it's so hot.
It's just fine.
This motherfucking sister's house. Let's see if it makes it or not. I might not make it. Oh.
Look at those pines go up, dude.
My guess would be no.
Come on, chickens!
Come on, chickens!
But wait a minute. Isn't that a trailer?
Don't look like the truck's gonna make it. I don't think the house is gonna make it neither. Yep.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, man.
That sucks.
Joe Biden will come and say that he almost burned down his Corvette.
Yeah. Yeah, his Corvette burned.
Almost. No, not quite. Almost.
Almost. Well, you know how we end things here. So.
Oh boy.
I wish I could crack this thing and still hold my phone.
What? Is that nitrous?
Yep.
Yeah, it is. No. No. Oh, he blew his engine. Oh, I know that sound. She ain't dead? Oh, she's dead.
Yeah, dude. She was still running.
Oh, she dead. Yeah, good luck for at loss for Nas. Oh my god.
Loss for Nas.
Don't leave an explosive near. Here we go.
Oh fuck the other shit.
Oh. Damn.
He deserves that. You get for firing tiny little cannons. So crazy stuff in Romania happening.
More wildfires. What? Oh, wait, you got a DMCA music. Yes, I heard Lady Gaga.
Yeah, it's all right. We're good.
Sorry.
So that was one. Then there was a second one.
Wow. That's a bright sky. Run! Everybody run! When the paramedics are running, you know it's bad.
Yeah. Oh,
the firefighters
shit.
are running away. Uh-oh. Everybody run for it.
So, here we go.
What? Turn your camera off? Oh, oh my God.
Holy shit.
What? What the fuck?
That's fucking crazy, yeah, dude. Holy shit.
Oh my God.
So yeah, that's like 2 LPG fucking stations that went up there. Like same day.
Damn.
Thing. So shit's wild over there.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, there's boats.
Hey, boats. Okay. So this week's a little different because we have How Do We Miss That on Monday, and we're going to flip it, and we're going to record Nobody Wants to Work Anymore tomorrow night, me and Himbo, and we'll run it Sunday night. We've been doing pre-records on those. I prefer doing that to a live. Wednesday night, provided that there's no hurricane, Reef and Colin will be back for INN News after taking their first week off in like 75 weeks, by the way. Like 73 weeks in a row, these guys did an INN News, I believe. So they were entitled to one. So they took a week off, and we'll be back. They'll be back on Wednesday. We're not doing anything tomorrow night, as far as I know. But stay tuned. We might run something. I don't know if Jesse gets the hankering. He decides he wants to do something. Maybe we'll do something. Thursday is our brother Angel Rivera's 37th birthday. Happy birthday to Angel, August 31st. He will be doing a Thursday afternoon live stream special at 1 p.m. Eastern on INN and on his channel. Go subscribe to Angel Rivera. And then, of course, at 9 p.m. on Thursday night, we've got Politically Homeless. They're normally Monday nights at 9. For the next couple of weeks, they'll be moving to Thursdays. Crab said that basically it's easier for him to find stories by midweek, and that by Monday it's kind of hard for him to curate some stories and then go live Monday night with. So we're going to move that to Thursdays for a little bit. I don't know when Bread and Circus is going to come back. What's going to happen with that? Maybe that'll be Mondays. Chris is talking about changing the format up a little bit, going more in-depth stuff. Friday, of course, we're going to have Tara Reid. She took the week off last week as well. And we'll be doing boats. This segment that you just saw will run as its own live stream Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Saturday night, if Misty's family is okay, everything goes well, we'll be doing Bitch with Comrade Misty. And Sunday, we're not going to be doing How Do We Miss That? We're not going to be doing How Do We Miss That for the next 4 weeks. Take the month of September off. And in its place, we will be running Nobody Wants to Work Anymore. And that will be a new original episode never run before on Sunday night. And I can't decide if we're going to run that at 9 or at 10 Eastern. I'm probably going to leave it at 10 just to keep the time slot warm. But we've been running it at 9. I don't know. I've been moving it around a bunch. I love doing that show, by the way. Himbo, I love doing that show with you. It's a blast. And it sucks that we're still looking for jobs, but at least we have the outlet to be able to vent and laugh about the bullshit that's going on in the job market.
Yep.
Anything else you're doing this
week?
We
have yep. Politically Homeless. When did you say that was?
That's Thursday at 9.
Gotcha.
Did I not?
She's homeless.
Yep. So yeah,
you had Angel, right?
I did have Angel. I got everybody on the calendar. Oh God. So everybody go to indienewsnetwork.substack.com. You can go to our Substack every week at the end of the week on Friday afternoon or Saturday morning. I publish an article that has all of the streams embedded that we did throughout the week, as well as all the live stream appearances on other shows. Misty going on Critical Hour, on Fault Lines. Tara Reid this week, she went on somebody's show. I can't even remember which one it was. She was just on with Don Corder. So we'll be putting that in this week's episode, in this week's Substack as well. So inn.network for all the network channels, as well as there is a members link tree, which you can get to from inn.network. And that has all of our members, all of their links as well. So go support us all. And again, please subscribe, Patreon, Substack, Cash App, PayPal, any way that you can potentially hook us up with a couple of bucks. Subscribe on YouTube. It really helps. It really means a lot to us. And,
so please,
yeah, that too.
Whatever.
Whatever. That's right. That's right. That's not Shama even. Tara was on RBN last week. That's right. I knew she was on somewhere. That was a couple weeks ago. Yeah, shout out to our friend and sister Tara Reid out in Moscow. We love you. And we'll be happy to do your show this week when you tell us who it's going to be. So, for that matter, I think I'm spent, and this is episode 94. God, we did it. We're doing the damn thing. So
doing it.
As always, I will say to keep questioning everybody's motivations.
Keep listening to what little birds have to tell you. Good night, fam.
Mwah. Ciao, baby.
Indie News Network, collaborative family of independent content creators. Co-hosted normally by me, Indie. I'm founder and editor of Indie Left News and Indie Media Today. I got Reef Breland sitting next to me.
Academy News.
Is Andrew Rivera on The Handsome Cynic?
Politics is survival.
My name is Jesse Jett.
It's American tradition.
What's up, Space Monkeys? Welcome to Political Fight Club. I'm Robert Durden.
I mean, I mostly make art for INN.
Big Man Crab Joe. Keep up those great videos.
Hey guys, it's Yeti. Coming at you.
Hello, my name is Lucy from Blue Moon Red Wine.
This is Chris Legion.
Keep fighting that good fight out there, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Who are these people?
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines, and when I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. They both bleed us so dry.
My favorite songs don't hit the same way. I get to the end of a 4-minute track and I'm only looking back thinking, what did they actually say?